And it's kind of funny because and here we are. Welcome to the show, guys. Chris Boomer and Vince Mesa. Vince, we've been planning this a while.
Random, baby.
Yeah, and I feel like I wanted to do an episode with you a while back before you split.
Yeah, I remember us talking when I was in Cali when we FaceTimed.
Yeah,
like,
that
hey,
too.
Man, when you get back, it's like, of course, man. Nope, that's too easy.
Here we are.
And here we are.
We are, two
Finally,
and a half years later.
Yeah, we're sitting here and
Not even a typhoon could stop us. The universe is.
And that was an awesome show when we talked too. Like when we FaceTimed.
And
that was the time we all got together. It was
Instagram Live, I think it was all the bands, right?
Yep, it was 56 Hope. It was Jason J. It was me and 4-piece, all of us under one roof, doing one show. It was like, dude,
and Ayatera there, and there was
Ayatera was there too. A lot of people were there. Yeah. Rockmani was there. John Tuck was there.
What was the reason why again that everyone got together?
Because that was the first show, like the
it was like a Guam show, right?
Yeah. Because it was I think it was after PIFA, a little bit after PIFA. That's why. So, and then I think it was Jason talking to Eric or whatever and saying like we should throw a show. I'm like, dude, we're all here. Why not? You know.
Were you still here based on Guam?
No, I was out there already. I was in Long Beach already, and then what do you call it? It was. Then 4-piece was coming around the corner too. You know, they were on the road too with Ayatera, so it was a perfect time.
They were just like, "Oh, Chris Boomer's here. Oh, dude, got a show." They're like, "Oh, dude."
All those guys are so talented too, man. Like not
Boomers in America.
Not taking anything away from everybody that I just mentioned. You know what I mean? They're all like.
But who would have thought, like, after all these years of reggae music on Guam and people playing music and creating music, not even just reggae, but rock music, and Vince, you've been a part of it for a very long time, too. Who would have thought that now you can, like, meet up in a city in America and do a show like that? Can you imagine, like, doing a tour like that?
And imagine the vibes, like, the pride aura, the pride level, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
No, don't be sorry. That's a great song.
That's Mary Jane, homie. Martin
it was playing again?
Big ups to Martin Honor.
Yo, don't worry, no copyright problem there, man.
Right.
That's my homie. Yeah. He going to be happy we mentioned him, yeah.
Dude, that song is so... even last night I was saying, like, dude, I was hitting like, this song is so grown, dog. Like, it's so mature, you know? Like,
yeah, I even just the groove and the flow of it, right?
Yeah, he's pocketed.
His pocket is there.
I mean, for him to be able to play as well as he does just alone, right? And then he gets together with you, Vince, and a bunch of other cats, right?
I mean, that guy can play by himself.
Yep.
He can play by himself, and he can play with 6 other people. And that band that you guys made, holy shit, dude.
That guy really just he really pushed me too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things haven't really been pushing me lately, I'd say. But some of the musical things I'm doing now is like, you know, the universe. It's providing again.
It's like universe, bro.
This thing we got going on right now with
Is it in the air?
Dude, right now just with this guy back, it just, you know, it usually means like, you know, busy time for me, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I love playing with this guy next to me.
I love playing with this guy too.
He's really more amazing than people, and we really give him credit for. Like if you were to run down the list of accomplishments that he's actually made, you know, any Guam artist would be just like, you know, they would just be like, well, I'm good already, you know what I mean? Right. But I mean, he doesn't stress on that. Like when I first started playing with Chris Boomer, he didn't fall back on his hits. He didn't do that.
I know, dude. I think I one time a while ago, and you were playing somewhere, and I was like, "Hey, dude, can you play?
Yeah.
Can you play Leave the Light On?" You're like, "Oh, can I play something else?"
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. For some reason, it's like for me when I write a song, I it's different now because I'm learning how to like savor the song. You know, like really like bask in it. You know.
Well, you don't want to play out. You don't want to play it out for yourself. Maybe
exactly. That's exactly
you
it.
Get
like
tired of it?
Before I was like, okay, I wrote the song. It's out. Okay, I'm done with it. I don't want to. You know, I don't want to hear it anymore. Like it's finished. But now it's like it's cool to like see where I'm at now, where I'm writing at now, and then look back on that and like I never wanted to look back on the songs until now that I'm so far from it, like you know what I mean, like writing other stuff and
so we played together for like maybe 2 years, and that was like 2 years of you not really ever like But then sometimes we'd have to do a big stage and we have to play those songs, and I don't know anything what's going on. And normally I don't, but it goes good. But like your songs, people.
So it was like that. Like you literally didn't play.
I dove into
your fucking album.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, was a really, really awesome album.
Thanks, man.
Right? I mean, for it to be one of the first really professionally produced reggae albums, right? And it even got on some charts and still sits up there.
Yeah, and I was so ignorant to all of that for a long time, you know what I mean? And like now that we got this thing coming up on March 9, I really like getting
March
really
9. Plug March 9.
Plug
And March 6 album drops.
yeah.
Plug it off.
Who truly cares? March 6, get it.
Like those songs, the ones I recorded an album for, and then the ones that you did with those other albums, they were great songs.
Just pull the mic to you, Vince.
Yeah. Just really great songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the message, you know what I mean? And I'm a guitarist. I never listen to
He doesn't tell me this on a regular basis. So when I hear stuff like this, I'm like,
I don't. I'm always just like, what are the changes like? What's the tempo like? What is the groove like? You know what I mean? Can I get down to this? You know what I mean? But like when
so hard on me, that's all,
Yeah, but this guy, he really put in the time and effort. He learned a bunch of new tricks, and like that stuff will help you forever. I was lucky to learn from a lot of really cool people, and this guy over here, man.
What years did you guys start playing together?
Like 2016, right? Was it?
Fuck, that recent?
Yeah, man. I was at a point where I was like,
we were both at this kind of like crossroad thing.
Yeah, I was at a crossroads where like, man, I want to make sure I respect my craft enough to like play it right or do it right. So, and I know like I wasn't playing some chords right. You know what I mean? I'm just straight reggae, like just
all
the
that.
skank. I just hold the rhythm. I don't know any lead stuff. I don't know any plucking stuff. I don't know any tag stuff. And
so
I
just
just
learn a whole bunch of new
I'm gonna
stuff
break
and
the
you
monotony
committed
of my
to it.
life. Break the monotony of my life. Put the reggae side and just learn my craft and other things. You know what I mean? And
In what aspect? In still music?
and
or-
like more like
He just wanted to learn, like not use the same chords for every song. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like,
his-
I wanted to know about the major sevens and the sus nines and all of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like be really serious and not just be like, like okay, just a G, like me just.
He's a great rhythm guitarist.
but
you
what-
know what I mean?
I felt like there was more to learn, and I felt like he was the right person to teach me that. You know what I mean?
I see. So
Yeah, awesome.
did you think it was like hampering your musical style, like your creativity, because you were limited sort of maybe by like backyard chords,
Because
so to speak?
exactly, because like I would write some stuff and I was like, man, it's like there's this one part where I wanted to sound like this, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to find
I
it.
see.
So like at
Man,
that
creatively too, for me, I feel like I'm a backyard chord kind of player and singer, and
I can help you with that, no problem.
Okay,
point, yeah,
I'll take
he's
it.
great at it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't let me disrupt you. I just wanted to throw that in.
Oh, no,
'cause,
no
I
worries.
mean, it's like I see how that that can hamper your creativity when you can't hear it on the guitar. And you're like, fuck, I'm singing it this way,
Yeah,
right? But how come I can't like find it?
for real. It's like I know it's supposed to sound better than like more full than that. Even like, did you hear the chord yesterday when I changed that last chord?
Yeah, he did. Good job.
Right, you heard it.
I was like,
that's the
did he
correct
change
one, right?
I was like, did he change it?
See, I knew it.
Because if he didn't change it and I was wrong from the start, because we were like super like,
Yeah,
hard,
dude.
hard,
Oh my God,
hard.
we had
Gotta
rehearsal on
change the
Thursday
chord.
from like 10
Yeah.
o'clock all the way to like 3 in the morning. He worked at 2, so he had to leave like 1:45.
I was like,
He
Bart, you
pushed
gotta
it,
change that chord there.
Yeah, and he's like, bro, that's a good song, but that last chord, you have to change it. I'm like, okay.
Is this in studio?
No, we're just having a conversation on the
okay,
drive
okay.
home,
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's that last chord it's like it doesn't resolve well, I'm like,
And especially with him, because I care so much about him and his music, right? But like for me, for the most part, I just want to make this like public, okay? I'm down to help like most or any Guam artist, okay? Because like if it has our Guam flag on it and all that shit, I care, bro.
exactly.
I
man.
care, and
Exactly.
I want our people to be taken seriously. I'm tired of this, like, you know what I mean? Like, and part of it is so also us too. But I just really feel like we have some amazing, talented people.
Everywhere you look,
agree.
man.
And like, just
Everywhere
for them, they
you
just
look,
think that
man.
they're not good enough, or they just don't, you know what I mean? But when people see us, they just see something different. Like, whoa, what is that? You know what I mean? They
There's
just,
like you have a
We
different
don't-
aura.
I always have to quote.
And
I always
it's
have
like,
to
how
quote
did they know,
Don. I'm not sure if it was Don or Kel, but I always have to quote what they said. Like Don or Kel Munoz said that. Yeah, the Munoz brother. One of the Munoz brothers said that Guam breeds talent the same way Texas breeds football players. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, that's
Was that in Talenttown?
I think so. Maybe
Might have been in Talenttown.
right.
Yeah,
Is it?
I think so.
bro, it's insane, and it's insanely true, you know. And the only thing that's holding us back is ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has like say like you go down to the party and you see like you know like somebody singing like man this music is bad, you know, and he's like hey you know like you know like try come sing on the mic. Then as soon as they say a mic or something like that, they're like they get scared or something like that. You know what I mean?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, it's just more like they don't want to. That's the thing this guy taught me was like. You know, sort of like the Kung Fu Panda lesson. Like, if you only do what you know, you're never gonna be more than what you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, okay, I wanna learn more of what he's playing. You know what I mean? Which is like more jazz. I wanted to study that. I wanted to study the attack and the theory of jazz. You know, or at least have somewhat of it to apply to what I'm doing. You know,
just kind of making things make sense. That's all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just keep it as you know, writing a simple song is not easy. But like, if you can just make something make sense without over like complicating it, whatever. No matter how much you know, it's like that's sometimes all you need to do.
And you know, if anybody like knows what they're doing on the guitar, I like, and if they're listening to my music, I was like, oh, dude, that guy did that right. You know, like I didn't want it to be like, oh, he should have used that resolving chord. You know, like with this guy, it's not gonna happen.
Is that something prior to meeting Vince that you didn't understand?
I did not understand. I was so blind to it, or not blind to it. It's just that part of my mind was not unlocked yet, or whatever.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So like when he started like drilling me on this, and he's like, first when you. He's like, play it slow, play it the slowest. If you can't play it slow, you can't play it fast, you know? So I'm like, I was so in a hurry to learn it. I'm like, that was my problem, was playing it slow.
Right.
So I was like, fuck, man, let me just listen to him. And I was just like.
No, you progressed like really good. It was really smooth like, transition. You know what I mean? This guy.
That's because I took it home and practiced after you showed me at practice.
He didn't like, I'm Chris after Boomer, practice. I'm a big deal. I don't got to listen to you. You know what I mean? Right. This guy was just like, he did it, man. He did the work, you know? Because I see some other people I'm trying to help, you know? And.
I'm just trying to grow like everybody speeds, else, you know?
You know what I mean? Of their way they grasp
I'm pretty sure nobody in the world wants to stop growing, you know?
Right.
Because, you know what I mean?
But people are resistant to things that they don't understand.
Yeah, exactly, because they're
scared of it.
And if it's not, if they're not receiving it in the way that they want to receive it.
Yeah, like me, like, I don't need a social media.
Nowadays, people only want to hear what they want to hear, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing I love about this guy, or you know, like I surround myself with him and a bunch of people I do surround myself with. It's like that's who's always supporting me, cause like they tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear, and not a lot of people are accepting of that. You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's something.
And that helps me with.
I want to convey too is that I want Guam artists to win with. It doesn't have to be with me or with whoever. Like, I want someone from Guam to win. You know what I mean? And if I can help contribute to that, that's good enough for me. It's a win for the home team. You know what I mean? This guy
it's helped me so much in my like humility and holding my my accountability, holding myself accountable for things in ways like he didn't even know. You know?
Did you feel like people weren't being honest with you about your music? Like everything was always good because you had found this success early in your career?
I think so. I don't want to think that, but
and then some people just
but musically, not in general of your person, but musically, right? It's always everything's like, dude, Chris, anything, bro, it's badass, bro. Fuck you, dude. It's coming from you, hell yeah, bro, shit.
Exactly.
So you really couldn't.
And then there's that 2% like. Bro,
yeah, but
you can do it way better and more right.
And it's not at the fault of them, and it's more like as a fan, right? Because as a fan, like anything that you're a fan of, anything they put out would be like, fuck yeah, dude, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, good or bad, bad. But like the technicality of it now is maybe that 2%,
because you can listen to it anywhere now. Like before, you had to go buy the CD, the actual CD, listen to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Now, like if it's out in the internet, it's out there. You know,
and aside from that, it's just studio vibes too. Sometimes when you're in the studio and it's like, yeah, sounds good. You know what I mean? We've been working on something, but then you listen to it the next day, it's like, oh man.
That's why I try to listen to the Who Truly Cares album back, and like if anything I would change, and there's like it's super minimum. I'm like, man, we really blood, sweat, and tears the Who Truly Cares album, and Vince was a big part of that. Zach and
Davin, oh my God,
Davin and Elway Akira, like they're like
Beach Boy,
we all put in work,
Douglas.
And like for real, like.
And this is an album 2 years in the making, yeah.
Yeah, but we've been sitting on this for a while.
Because you released a single in 2017.
Yeah, to prep. We were supposed to release the album that year, but then something told us like, we should just sit on it for a little bit, you know, like it's because we're all in our own state of mind at the time, or our own state of life that we're, you know, we're trying to accept this growth in the right way, so we don't grow in the wrong way.
Right.
I mean, so like we've been sitting on this for a while. It's been ready for a while, but you know, like the heat, not the heat, but everybody's been dropping stuff since for
sure.
2 years, like you know, the 4-piece band,
2015,
John Dank show's
been
dropping,
fucking.
you know?
I think we've seen
on fire. You
15 albums in the last year, 4 years,
go,
or something
Guam.
like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's amazing, dude.
For real.
Did you with this? I mean, with Who Truly Cares, it's definitely a different sound from what you put out in your first album, your debut album.
Yeah.
And is that something creatively that you were trying to like open up, you know, your listeners to or your fans to?
Like I said, it's all about growth, you know. Like I wanted to like, of course, I want to stick to what got me to the dance, which is reggae music. You know, it's not broke. I'm not gonna fix it. But I do love other styles, and I do want to try and fuse all these styles that I love into one foundation of reggae, and like just applying small things like doo-wop that I like, and like hip hop and R&B, or like or even rock music, you know, rock or metal, or you know, dance hall, like that. Just applying it to all one, to like kind of make this like undecided genre that's called urban reggae or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something new, something fresh. You know, that's what I kind of want to do, is make something new all the time.
Did you have full control over the creativity of the first album compared to this album? Or did the producers?
The first album, I had a lot of the rhythm progressions down, but writing, I wrote it mostly, all of it, and then Jacob, of course, helped me with lyrics wise, not changing any lyrics, just like rewording it to where it
makes sense.
It makes sense, you know, and more subliminal maybe sometimes, or
He's
more
really good at that,
or more straightforward sometimes, or like more sugarcoating it for the next
bro.
line to reveal the line you're just saying.
How about the production of the instrumentals?
I wasn't in control of that.
Oh, okay. Now this time,
I had full control.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I was sort of trying to get at.
Yeah, but of course, like Jake would send me like the bass tracks, like when they laid it down, like, what do you think, you know? And if I didn't like it, he would like, okay, I'll go in and change it and send you the new one. You know, he always had me in the loop. Like he didn't just like change it and be like, no, this is what you're gonna go with. He ran it by me and was like, you know, it's your stuff. So you know, like, do you like it? Because I can like it, but if you don't like it, we can change it. You know. So it was awesome. He gave me that respect to keep me in the loop with things like that. Yeah,
for sure. But now you have this new music, this new understanding of music, and now you can now you're applying that to your music, and you've created a relationship with a number of musicians who maybe you prior didn't have musical relationships with.
Because I always knew about him.
Yeah,
but
we knew each other.
Who doesn't know about Vince?
Right? Right?
We know each other. But what happened?
Took the words right out of my mouth. Right?
You say Casa, you hear Vince.
Yep.
Right.
I remember going there as just to be a wallflower and leaving there messed up.
I earned my stripes.
Like, what was up with Casa? Like,
I wish these
real,
kids knew about Casa.
We were just talking about that, right? Like, you could go to Casa super broke as fuck and leave there fucked up. Like,
we were at Moses with like Mo and like everyone else. Art Stanley, yeah.
I was broke as fuck. How the fuck did I get home?
That's my favorite place.
Those are the days, man. I mean, Casa was still,
what's up,
towards the end of its heydays.
What's up.
When I moved back to Guam, but
and Casa didn't like be like, oh, you have to buy a beer to be in here to watch the live music. You know, you like you can go in there and not drink and watch.
You could start or end the night
watch
there.
Live music. You know, no one bother you.
Yep. No one complained about the parking, even though it was kind of shitty.
Yep.
It was like, it was still a badass place to be. Where you going?
Because everybody went there as themselves. As soon as you walk through Casa, you can just be yourself. You know. Yeah. Like everybody, there's different people from being dressed up to not even dressed up to fucking just straight from the beach,
but it's
straight
okay
from work.
It's Casa.
Yeah, right. It's like the Continental and John Wick. You know what I mean? Like everybody's just there to fucking like just
and
just
it was
be equal. You know,
it was a local bar, but you also had the PIC workers fucking coming over from their jobs and partying over at PIC. I mean at Casa. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like a good mixture of different kinds of people.
All there just to unwind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that the place had like a killer band lineup every
Oh,
night
man,
of the
every
week. And
night.
it wasn't just one theme, you know what I mean? It was a different band,
That's what I mean,
different style, genre music,
The
and
good old 4
everyone
o'clock in the
and
morning.
you would go there like
Right.
a different night, and you go there like every Friday. But if you go there on Saturday, it's like, whoa, where am I? It's like, you know what I mean? But it's
Right.
just, if you just stay, you would hear a killer band.
Mm-hmm.
I still drive by that place. I'm like, Casa.
Man,
Something else we were talking about, like, dude, how the fuck do we do it? Like, we go to the gig at 10 o'clock, all the way to 4 o'clock in the morning, and then after that, we still have to go get something to eat, leave the restaurant like 5:30, go home, and wake up at 8 o'clock to go to work, and do that shit over again. Like, how the fuck do we do that shit, man? And we were, like, trying to figure it out. Like, I guess it's just one of those things that went in between time and space. We just would never know.
Yeah, on a Saturday night, you would still make it to mass somehow too.
Somehow, yeah.
after
Because
Renaissance,
if you don't make it to mass, you don't get to eat at that place.
after sinning all night with Renaissance.
Sinful, so sinful.
Playing that sinful music.
Yes, playing that sinful music.
But yeah, where did I go? 2 years. Yeah. So now you've created like this relationship with different musicians, and now I'm sure it's helped some influence, right?
Of course, man. Of course, because like seeing everybody else grow helps me grow. You know, like I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to not grow in whatever what they're passionate at, or like even if you go to work, like if you just work, you know, like a 9-to-5 job, you don't want to just stay as what you started as. You know, you want to sort of climb the ladder if that's where you want to be at.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
If that job's where you want to be at, you don't want to just stay as like supposedly like a clerk. You want to move up and, you know, like get a raise, in order to get a raise, you have to move up in position, or, you know, just grow. It's not really about position, it's just growth, you know? And that's where I'm at, man. Like, I choose growth over comfort. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to grow, and I feel like if I'm not growing, I'm dying. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I just want to stay relative.
I feel like I feel like
You know what I mean?
as soon as the Most High, like you learn everything that he's put you here to learn, you just go. Okay, come on, boom, you're dead, you die.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, so every
I
time
just want my phone to keep ringing.
yeah, I just want to keep waking up every morning, okay? No matter if it's bad,
Right.
no matter where it is. Yeah, that's basically where I'm at, man. I want to grow in the right way.
Well, it is important, right? I mean, because the musical growth and the life growth sometimes aren't on the same path.
Isn't, man?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, yep.
Oh God.
On that, yep.
Man, that's another show.
That's another conversation
yeah.
for another time, I think.
The way that started was I was
That's a
going
good
to a gig at a bar, and he was walking out, and I was walking in, and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Whatever. Hey, man, I'm gonna be doing this thing where I got my friend coming in from off island, Garrick Douglas, Beach Boy.
Douglas, right?
He came in, and we got together, and we laid down some tracks, and the vibe was good. Like
I think he thought I was talking shit at first. Like, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever, just call me."
well,
Sure, sure.
At the same time, I'm just like, yo, if you call me and you tell me where to be
Yeah.
with my guitar, like ahead of time, you know what I mean? I will make time, you know? And, you know, like basically when I do a studio session, like it could be as easy as this.
Remember that heavy ass?
I could walk in.
onto the session.
I can set up my stuff. And while I'm setting up my stuff, you just play the track you want me to play over. Tell me exactly where you want me to do whatever. And while I'm listening to it, by the time I set up my guitar and everything's good to go, we'll take a little break and meditate. And then right there,
Right.
you know, from there, just play that track and let's do it. And then just keep going. And Beach Boy Garrett Douglas is a really, really,
man.
really good studio engineer.
Monster, bro.
And whenever you're in a studio situation and you're not, how do you say, you're not compensating for anything. Whenever there's no compensation going on in anything you're doing, and you're just going, you know what I mean? Just doing your thing. Nothing's holding you back. That's when the creativity will be at its height, I believe.
Soars, man.
You know, and that guy was just on it. So
To have the freedom to.
I want to show this
do
guy
that.
from off island that, you know, I'm on it too. You know what I mean? So
Right.
just bang, bang, whatever. Like, it's
Did you feel like you had something to prove though?
I mean, I always feel like I have something to prove. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm,
Something unspoken, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you want to admit it or not. Not
Everybody's
for
got something. Everybody wants to be somebody.
not to beat
Right,
somebody
right.
or win a competition, but just to show that you can.
This
you
is
know,
can hang.
my worth.
I belong here.
Yeah,
I can
here.
hang.
Right,
Yeah.
I belong.
Yeah.
I should.
like, we can do that too. We're
my
from Guam. We
place
can
here,
do
you
that
know?
too. Like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna be
Right.
waiting for anything. You're
How
just
did you
gonna-
meet him initially?
It happened like this. Okay, I went with this guy. We went to the place where we were gonna record, and we were there, and I didn't even hear the track or anything. And he came like a little bit later, and we pretty much shook hands. You know what I mean? And whatever. Then we went inside. My amp had been warming up for a long time already, just the way I like it.
That heavy ass rig.
Yeah, and then we just played the track, and I said, "What do you want me to do?" And then that was it. And then we just went rolling. And when I realized how good he was, and then you know what I mean, when he started to see, okay, this guy's with it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, oh, that's good. He just don't say.
It's just
A real
chemistry.
engineer won't say anything, and they'll just let everything happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
And
Like you should do it like this.
I mean, maybe it's good. It's there's times when they do make very good suggestions. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And it was just overall a good vibe.
Wait,
and
so did you meet him before you met Chris, or you met Chris?
No, we already knew each other for a long time
Okay,
already, right?
okay.
But we never done anything musically.
Oh,
yet.
I
yeah.
see.
There's
I
no
see.
musical thing
We're-
going
we're
on. And
always
he's
one of those
already
things
he
like,
was,
dude, we need to
he was
do
already
something.
Chris Boomer.
We're
you know what I
like,
mean?
we need to do something.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. And then the second
I
album, the opportunity to do the second album came around. I was like, man, and then the question that my manager PJ asked me was like, who would you want on it? Like, who would you want to play? I'm like, bro, I want like the guys. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's got to be right. It's got to be the people who know what the fuck they're doing. You know, like in case it, just in case it gets out there and people who are listening to it who knows music like and know it right, like know that we did it right or whatever.
So yeah, it was very fast, and then he was like, "Hey, well, that sounds like good," and I was in the room where we're doing the track, and then this guy comes in, "That's the one," you know what I mean? He's like, "That's the one," you know what I mean? I was like, "Okay, all right, let's just do a couple more."
I left him in the room,
like,
like I left him in. I was like, bro, just like I kind of want this kind of tone, you know, or not tone, but like this, like this.
well, I always ask,
They're
"Do you
like-
like this sound?"
Like,
You know,
tear it
whoever
up,
I'm
you
playing
know,
with.
but make it you know. I was like, okay, so I walked out the room, right, the studio, but I'm pacing outside the door, listening to him recording, and then he I hear him go a couple takes, and then he goes, let's do it one more time. I hear him go, well, let's do it one more time. So he plays it back, and that take was just immaculate. I was like, that's the one. You know what I mean? Banging.
Then
That's
Beats is
the one. That's the one. That's the one.
And Garrett's like, "Let's run it back. Let's try a couple more. Just let it all hang out. You know what I mean? Do whatever you want to do. Just try something different, whatever. You never know." And that was Who Truly Cares.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I've recorded Blind over Return to Sender.
Yeah.
But something I want to bring light to though is, what's the name of the song that Davin and Zach did?
How?
Dude, that song. I just want to give Zach props on that
Yeah,
one.
the bass line is.
I just want to give Zach, who's on tour right now.
Yep. I think he's back. I think he might be back.
Welcome back, Zach. Primo,
If he's
Primo,
back-
welcome back.
Welcome back, my bro.
I just want to give him and Davin did a great job on that track for you. And
did.
that's probably my favorite track on that album.
Yeah, it's one of mine too.
It's
like one of the only like love songs.
yeah,
Of
just want to give you some love there, Zach and Davin.
yeah, they deserve it, man.
You know what I mean?
You know,
So
even
awesome.
Jesse Alianza,
Yeah, even Jesse, man. Hell yeah. Shabby.
Shabby, Elway.
Elway.
Did I forget anybody?
And they're all not here right now. Right?
Dwayne Uggan, yeah.
Right? Is Jesse's not here?
Jesse not here. He's in Washington.
Yeah. And Shabby's not here.
yeah, Shabby's on the road.
Yep.
Shabby's.
Yeah, he's been doing.
He
I
couldn't
think,
even
I
be
think
in
he
the
got on his
56
feet
Hope
pretty
video.
quick when he moved out
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
You know, like really just jumped on and started touring like
Yep.
within like a year, I think. Right?
'Cause he hooked up with Nate and those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Nate,
Mhm.
Yep. Nate and
Nate
Jason.
Titano, who works for
Oh.
Tama Drums.
Over at in LA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Nate
Shabby, I'm
hooked up-
proud of him, man.
Yeah, me too. He's on the road with Leilani. That's cool, man.
He learned them off island courts when he went off island.
Yeah. and plus I think he's it's awesome. Like we all get to have this learning experience to people who are seasoned or whatever, like how we see it in the business this season.
Experience is priceless.
Yeah, and Swells, the keyboard player and guitar player maybe for Leilani, it's like
Now he's touring on his own.
yeah, Swells, yeah. He's really good too, and Shabby had the honor to learn on him too, or learn from him too, and that's a beautiful thing. And like these guys are willing to. That's what I've learned, like from whether it's from Vince or musicians out there. Musicians don't want to hold this knowledge to themselves, man. Any real musician wouldn't want to hold the knowledge that they've learned to themselves. Like whoever wants to be like, no, I don't want to teach you that. They're just it's
insecure.
It's a fear.
Yeah, it's not. It's
insecurity.
not, then music's not what they're in it for.
I don't want this guy to be better than me.
No.
Exactly.
I love showing my bag of tricks to whoever because it makes me have to learn a new one. You know what I mean? It's just very simple.
I love it. Hey, I love it. That's straight up. Yeah.
You can do this too. I tell anyone, anything I do on guitar, you can do this. This is not a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just when I know a lot of people who are stingy with whatever they do, right? But you know, you're gonna stay in that one, like whatever your category or whatever it is, you're gonna be there because you're milking that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you just show everyone everything you do all the time, then because it doesn't belong to you anyway.
Yeah.
Music don't belong to no
You
one.
didn't
It's
make
for
up
everyone.
G sharp.
Or any craft. Yeah.
Yeah, it just it doesn't belong.
Like, dude, those are my chord progressions. Really? You made up a G sharp and an A major 7. You freak.
But yeah, so
You don't
like,
own music, bro. Let me see it. Do you have it in your hand? Let me see it.
like I said, if the music thing doesn't work out, the stand-up career is on point.
I was a struggling comedian at first.
Let's
But
go
now-
talk about March 6th and March 9th.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. March,
Let's go do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Let's do that.
Go ahead.
Let's do that.
so March 6th, the album drops. I hope everybody gets it. But if you sign up to Acoustic Attack's newsletter, you get,
Acoustic Attack.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
man.
Acoustic Attack.
Fucking Ryan, dude. He's coming
I
back
love
out.
Ryan Bustamante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Makes me moist.
he kind of
He brought him back.
He kind of went underground for a little bit, and
Yeah.
it seemed like a nice reassessment
Growth, man.
of what he was gonna do and how he was gonna bust out again, and
Ryan.
I feel like he's doing it right.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of growth, man.
Yeah.
So he teamed up with Mr. RJ Pereira,
Yeah.
the studio mofo that he is. RJ,
Yeah.
you know what's up. RJ is just I mean he's not just a great guitarist, okay?
He's also good looking.
Well, he even he produced 4-piece and John Dank shows.
A number of other things too,
and
man.
too,
And
yeah.
this
A bunch
guy-
of things that he doesn't, like he doesn't like.
and he's still
brag
growing and
about
still learning, and he's
Yeah.
like where he is right now, man. I
He
want to work with you,
Dun
RJ.
Marianas with Elijah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The guy's
I wish nothing but good on.
and his
RJ
studio
and
is
his
in
growth.
Sinahanya, bro.
Wherever he grows,
Sinahanya, bro. His studio,
Right.
minute 2 minutes away from me.
So yeah, the album March.
You can
6th.
literally walk there on your
Yeah, you can. You
Who
can kick
wants to do that?
from,
Get
from
on
Vince's
your
from Vince's
rollerblades
house.
with your guitar.
That's right, bro.
From Vince's house, you can kick me there.
But yeah, and RJ, so Ryan, RJ, and I've been working a lot within the last almost like more than a year now with individual who you might know, you might recognize. His name is Big Ben Nangauti.
Big
Mhm.
band.
Right.
I met him through him.
Okay.
So we did a gig.
That's
down in
another. That's
Brito.
another. Man, that's another hidden gem right there,
And
man.
that guy-
He is.
I met this boy and he had this voice that is just so,
Yeah.
oh my God. And he wasn't even using this much.
Of his super.
Not even like 20% of his superpower, bro. You know what I mean? And, I started playing with him and, I just tried to like let him listen to other things. And it wasn't progressing as fast as this guy. And he was killing me, Smalls. But I'm telling you, if you hear this boy, where he sounds right now, he's my nephew. I love him so
Man,
much.
the soul that
And he
pours
puts
out
me
of that
through
dude.
so much,
man, it's
but I love him so
insane.
much.
See if you can pull up something on YouTube so we can let people who haven't heard. No, you don't have to turn on the TV. We can just. So people who haven't heard Big Ben's voice.
Let's pull up a older clip, and then I have something that if you
More
want,
recent?
I have something very recent,
Okay.
like really recent.
Big Yalta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben and Miss Senguaizahal Guam Imani
Oh,
Wasa.
Funny, Wasa.
This girl,
Yeah,
is just-
she's
up and
great
coming,
too.
man.
this girl
great
is too much, man. She has a great attitude. She's so young, and
Actually, go ahead and turn on the TV so we can see it. Sorry.
I just want to
Sorry
say,
about
like, the way those two sing right now, and like Ben, Boomer went off island, and when he started to hear the growth and everything here, you know what I mean? Because I would.
So you guys,
And Clayton was a good pickup for
you
you
guys,
too.
you guys
know?
kept together what you and Boomer had already started, or is that something?
well,
Is this something?
Boom and I, we were
new.
just so close. Like we're not just like in the studio and just at the gig. Like I can hang out with this guy like all hours of the day.
Yeah.
Our kids are hell yeah.
Our kids are best.
Now it's a
friends,
party. This guy know how to party or
Hey,
what?
dude, can you grab a towel inside
And
that?
spilled that cognac.
Yeah.
Good thing it wasn't a. Yeah.
Good thing it wasn't water.
There's a towel here.
Yeah, like what Vince is saying, it's not only about the gig and the shows. You know, our kids are friends too. Our kids
Yeah.
are really close too. You know,
Yeah.
Vince's kids and my Vince's son, Waddy.
Oh no, you can grab a bigger towel, bro. You can get a big one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Even the baby's moms are
Yeah,
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're friends. You know,
They know too much.
little too much.
To not be friends
Yeah.
anymore, right?
But like when I miss this guy, I don't just miss him like musically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I miss him like I just miss him.
Job's getting
Like
nervous
crying
for
in the
being
fetal,
camera.
like crying in the fetal.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. No worries.
One time I was recording. This is a long time ago. I pulled the
Mhm.
whole recorder off.
That takes
tape.
talent. That takes talent.
Oh my god! Because I do this when I'm talking.
That's how you know you've been in the industry. You know what I mean? Unless you have stories like that, then you're just a rookie.
Right. All right.
What do you guys want to listen to?
It doesn't matter.
Just do an early one. Right there, the Need You. How about Need You? That looks like a home one.
Oh my god. Benjamin. I call him Benjamin. Cause he's Ben and he's jamming.
Yeah, he has a beautiful voice, man.
It's butter,
You
dude.
can turn us up. I think the thing might still be plugged in.
Sorry, Ben.
So this is 6 years ago. Yeah.
Think about the choices that you made. Hopefully you make no mistakes.
I played the song with him last
Soul,
night.
bro.
You cannot fake soul. Soul, groove, and all
Like
those things.
funk.
Groove, you cannot teach that. It's not in the book. Sorry.
Is this is his original?
I mean, I should know the answer to this question, but yeah, I'm gonna say that it is.
Yeah, I want to say it is.
I'm gonna say that it is, but
I stand behind that.
now if you hear the way that this boy is like over other songs,
Play the
No.
song about Melesu.
that's probably my
My
favorite
favorite
song.
song, yeah.
That's probably my favorite
That's
song.
my favorite Big Ben song too.
And I've helped him like kind of arrange it and stuff like that to, you know
He's
what I
like
mean?
the king of the south.
Yeah, you can play this. You can play the acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, shoot.
It's an important ad though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't
can
for the
turn it
ads,
down.
it wouldn't be free. You know?
Yeah.
They do one cover and they do one original song.
Mm.
Like if you saw Leia
Yeah.
Leia did
Yeah,
Broke.
the one with
Broke. Sam Henshaw.
she was doing it with RJ, right?
Yeah. So RJ killed it on that one.
Yeah, he did.
She did Broke, and then she does one original, and then Ben does one original with he and I's on it, and then he does one cover. The cover is a word. Oh yeah. The cover is Daniel Caesar.
Okay.
Get You, and the Kali Uchis part is that's how you pronounce her name. It's Imani doing it.
Okay.
So it's me, Imani, and Ben on that track, and man, RJ is so easy to work with. Ben went in there and did a thing.
He's a musical genius, man.
Yeah, Ben went in there, did a thing by himself, and Ben's not a great communicator. Okay. Sometimes when you see your favorite musicians, you see how good they are musically. You don't understand that's the other stuff. Maybe they're not, But Ben finally said, "Hey man, I'm going to the studio. It's Ned," and I wasn't available. He sent me the track. I was like, "Man, Ben, you gotta I gotta talk to RJ." So I went there and I redid the guitar track. So I did.
Because it was Ben doing the guitar track.
Ben did a good job. Okay,
Okay.
Ben did a good job. I don't want to talk him down. Okay, but I just felt like it was a bit Katungalak.
I don't even know what that means.
Katungalak's like when it's supposed to sound a certain way, but you're still doing okay. It didn't sound like that. Okay, no, since I've been playing with Ben, he's learned a couple tricks, and it didn't sound like that. Like when you're supposed to have like this kind of sound, whatever, but you're still making it sound like the barbecue or like the pala pala, right?
For sure. Yeah, like I was saying,
Which is another art form, and I'm not talking
Like,
crap about pala pala.
well-
Some people don't know how to do that.
Well, like I was saying earlier, backyard chords, right?
Yeah.
Backyard
So I
playing.
wanted to help him with that, and you know what I mean. I went back and I said, "Hey man, if it's not so, because like I said again, if it has our flag on it, you know what I mean. I care. You know what I mean. I want
Yeah,
people to
yeah.
take us seriously. You know what I mean. And there's probably one or two things in the arrangement that he wasn't doing that like I felt is necessary for people to take us seriously. You know what I mean. And so I went back, I did that, and then I convinced Amani to come. Amani did the girl part. Ben killed his part. I mean, the vocals is always butter when he does it. You know what I mean? RJ's totally accommodating. Ryan was totally accommodating. Ryan acoustic attack.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just gonna be really good. There's all the other artists right now is Anton, John Rosario, Leia. I said earlier, Jed. I just met him. He's really good energy, bro. I never met that guy.
That
like,
guy has a lot of
when
energy,
you see that guy in the video, you think one thing about him, but when you meet him as a person, he's just this fucking.
And he's grown. Dude, I met him like when his career. I mean, when he first quit his job, and now he's like grown so much creatively.
I'm almost there, bro. I swear to God, dude. Anyway, yeah, Jed is so cool. And then the other thing I want to talk about is like, I know I'm forgetting an artist. Please forgive me. But Boomer, I did all these things with Ben, and when I sort of got the win about Boomer, but nothing was for sure yet. And when I finally got the word, he's like, I'm in Hawaii, par. I was like, oh, that means he's on his way here. I was so excited. So.
Oh, you didn't know he was coming?
I knew he was coming already. I just didn't know the specifics.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I didn't know specifics.
You don't ask?
I just don't want to get excited about something that's possible. You know, okay. That's possibly to not happen. You know what I mean? Especially with him because he's like my brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I really want to talk about is on the March 9 when we're performing at this block party. I was wondering this whole time who I'm going to be playing with because I know Boomer, this guy's going to put me on his rider when he comes to Guam. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, he wants me involved. You know, I know that already, right? But this band on Guam, I want my parents to send me to Mount Carmel because I want to go to school there and learn music because these kids from the 444 band, Austin, Kaylee, and my new best friend, Kiko Yamashita, is like my brother right now. Is like my brother right now.
Beast, bro.
And the things that we're doing,
madman.
The things we're doing on our guitar right now in the rehearsals right now, because we're gonna play together, brother.
Okay.
We're gonna play together, and it feels good to go to a rehearsal and not have to be the only one cracking the whip. And this kid is just so with it. And I don't even know how old he is. I think he's 20 years old. Okay.
Yeah, just about right, Matt. Yeah. You guys know him?
Well, I mean, you know, I look a little younger than what I am aged on my born on date. They couldn't believe how old I was. I had to be like, maybe I shouldn't have told him that. But yeah, anyway, so yeah. So
I'm old enough to be your daddy.
Yeah. So really, yeah. So anyways, like, yeah, it was just really cool to witness. And, Kiko's like, hey man, do you want to get involved on the songs that, you know, are not just Boomer songs? You know what I mean? Do you want to get on stage with us? You know what I mean? And once I saw the way this band operates and the way they communicate and the way their musical appetite.
Have you seen them play? You've seen them play
I've met Kiko when he was like younger and he was like, hey, you're Vince Mesa, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? These moments, I always remember those moments because, you know why? Because those moments, you know what I mean? And here we are.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this kid is such a joy to work with. And I just want to say, man, like, we get along so much. And what impresses me the most, and I told him this already, is not just his guitar ability, because that is already beast already, right?
Right.
But yeah, what really impresses me about him is his musicianship. And that meaning he knows how to, he just really knows, in most situations, he knows where to go, he knows where to be, he knows how to round out a song, he knows how to, like, you know, change the arrangement to make it work for this artist. He knows how to do a number of things that I think a lot of good guitar players.
It's crazy to think where he's gonna ascend to, man, because he's so young.
And he's so young. I can't wait.
So young. The room to grow is.
And I've told him that
it's insane, man.
And I just want to shed some light on him and Austin and Kaylee. And Jace Sarmiento.
Yeah, 444. Jace too, cause
oh my God, Jace.
Dude,
God, I mean, he's not just like this killer guitarist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's also a killer drummer.
He's also a killer drummer, and I didn't believe it until I heard it.
This guy, like,
yeah, all those kids. I mean, when they were playing with the Phoenix Stage Band,
except for Jace, though. Except for Jace, right?
Jace was playing.
No, not Jace. Not
Jace. Even the singer, right? No.
Kaylee.
Yes,
Austin,
but the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those three, and Kiko and Austin would interchange between bass and.
Oh, let me tell you, bro. Austin, he's no slouch on the guitar, bro.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Austin's a beast on the guitar too. They're all beasts. Like when they're all done playing their instruments, everybody's on break. They go to the guitar and pick it up and then start tearing. Like
they go over to my PRS.
Pick a struggle, bro.
Dude, yeah, Austin couldn't wait to touch my PRS.
You struggle to everything, bro. Come on.
But yeah, I just want to say, like, everything ever since Boomer's come back and everything leading up with this acoustic attack thing, and me getting to play alongside with these great musicians. It just feels good again. You know what I mean? Because it's something that
Make you feel young again?
I mean, now I know what Patrick Palomo was doing when we were playing together all those years. I mean, dude, it didn't make sense to me at the time.
How the
And
world goes around, right?
Dude, oh my God, he told me a long time, boy, when you have to play with the younger, and I'm like, huh, I don't get it. Why would I want to play with people like, you know what I mean? 'Cause, boy, you have to, and it's a fountain of youth, man. It's so, and whenever this guy comes back to town, it's a big deal. You know what I mean? So all this stuff happening, it just
Big
good
dill
times.
pickles? Like pickles? Like dill pickles?
It's a good deal.
It's just so good.
Everything's
Like
kosher.
this whole musical thing going on right now.
How do you see music right now compared to 5 or 10 years ago, before all this revolution started
True.
happening, man?
It's like I'm
and it's
not
happening
worthy.
quick,
It's
dude.
like I'm not worthy to
Really?
have this gift, man. The gift that it just continues to teach you, bro. You know, like just when you think that you're in control of something, you just know you're not. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a journey, man. It's like a never-ending journey. It's crazy. It's
Right.
like a topless cup, bro. Like you can never know everything about music, bro. You know, like you can if you can go ahead and tell yourself like, oh, when I learn everything I need about music, I'm gonna hang it up. But you're never gonna hang it up, bro.
Never. And you know that a lot that helps me with that on a daily basis is watching Instagram. You know what I mean? I follow like some of these crazy freaking players, man, and you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
It's always good to know how good you are not. You know what I mean? And that's something I always tell myself. In
I
every
just laugh
situation.
because I always go back to man. I was when they introduce this motherfucker to Instagram. I'm like,
Yeah, it's his fault.
I created a monster.
Yeah, before we started sitting down for the podcast, we were talking about how Vince only got into social media about 2 years ago,
Roughly,
It's
2
like
years
almost
ago.
3 years if I
Almost
do
3
the
years,
math. Yeah,
and so he's
Yeah.
fairly new. But if you follow him on Instagram,
yeah.
where can they follow?
I'm not a ramper. I
Vince-
just ramp a lot.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
And the funny thing
He's
is,
good.
it's like
He's-
it's like
He does good on his stories, and he's very entertaining.
yeah, he
One
is.
take every time. People.
And it's funny because like he's so
Just
good
like the
at
studio
social media
guitar.
now, and I'm on this like social media cleanse sort of thing, you know, like I got rid of my Instagram and like I'm only using the Facebook.
He'll be
right?
back.
Why do you think that is necessary for people?
Because people tend to like not go out and interact with real people, man. You know, like we tend to be like, oh,
True.
I don't need to go meet up with friends because I have like 1,000 on Facebook or I have 1,000 on Instagram. I have enough friends. It makes them have this some sense of like I'm good. You know what I mean? Like without interacting with people.
I don't get caught up
I mean,
in that. I
head
just
down
wanna
generation. You know,
have good
Right,
content
right.
and learn about the other musical players out there and what their journey is. You know what I mean? Like you get to see like all the touring guitars, like or any instrument really, and you get to see what they're using, what gear they're hyped on. You know what I mean? You can message them. I
basically, because I want to use technology in the right way, which is what it's meant to do is you know bring us knowledge and like
that's all I'm
you
doing.
know, that's it. I mean, but we humanity we tend to like ruin beautiful things sometimes. You know what I mean? Like take things for granted and use things the wrong way, I guess. And I'm not saying like I know all these things, but I'm just trying to find my way.
No, it makes sense. No, it really does make sense because it can be overused and over
Yeah, man.
abused.
Oh, definitely.
Man,
and
cyberbullying was
it's
not
called Facebook, guys.
cyberbullying was not even a thing when we were growing up.
Yeah, I don't.
Neither
think that-
was child abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like abuse was like child abuse. What was that?
That's
you know
called
what I mean?
disciplining.
That's
a child.
discipline.
You
Yeah,
should just
exactly.
know better.
You mean like teaching us lessons? You know what I mean? Like you mean like when they spank us and teach us lessons and stuff?
Yeah.
That's not abuse. The pinky was out when he choked me, bro. The pinky was out, so it's not a felony.
It doesn't cutting off the jugular.
Yeah, it's just self-defense, you know. Like, was the pinky out? Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, it's a different time we live in, right? A more sensitive time, and
Crazy sensitive.
but now we have to almost filter everything that we're bringing into our lives because
Or else.
now it's
Especially
an
with our
an
children too, you know.
overconsumption. I find myself over-consuming shit on my phone. I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah.
And Twitter lately, Twitter has been my fucking like my hangout. On Twitter, like
Dude,
yeah,
Donald Trump's on Twitter.
I don't
You know
have
what
one
I'm
of
saying?
those.
Like, I mean,
Read
I'm not a
fucking-
supporter, but like,
read people's
I'm
thoughts. Like, what the hell?
I don't want to say like I support
Yeah.
politics or whatever, but dude, like for Christ's sake, Donald Trump is on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
ask that dude anything. You
People
can-
are doing it.
Before we couldn't ask the president shit.
Yeah.
Now you could ask him. You can tweet, "Hey, yo, Mr. President, yo, POTUS."
You can see stuff that he'll possibly actually see.
Yeah, for
Right.
real. So, like,
That's what blows my mind about
that's
Instagram.
insane. Yeah, it's
Right.
insane right now. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I think for like shooting your shot at like trying to communicate with someone who's potentially like bigger than you or larger than you, and as far as like maybe popularity or fame or celebrity, which all kind of lie in the same realm, but now they can see it. Now they can interact with it. Now you can actually get in, like, tap the heartstrings of somebody who before
and
you would have to go to the physical place that they were at
Yeah.
in order to even like see.
Like
it.
back in the day, you know, like when there was no, like when we had the slinger pager, you know what I mean? Like imagine how far, remember how far you had to walk to just tell somebody, fuck you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had to walk pretty far. You know what I mean? You couldn't fucking
Oh,
text
hell
this
yeah.
guy or whatever, or this person. You had to go literally see this person and say, yo, fuck you, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to work that hard
It
anymore.
was a
Yeah, you
simpler
don't.
time.
You don't. You
Yeah.
It
don't.
was a simpler time. I don't know when the fuck simple became outdated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Prim, what should I tell them? What should I tell them?
yeah, dude.
What should I tell them?
Dude, it's a long walk, bro. So you gotta help me out, bro.
We gotta go pick up everybody
Yup,
first.
yup, for real. And I walk to Party's house and we're gonna load his truck up and we're gonna go down there.
And it's stupid crazy now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I posted some things, right? And to
And
get
now-
actual recognition from the artist, it's just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
How did it make you feel though?
I was like,
Just when you see that blue check
Yeah,
mark
blue
star.
check.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, there's a number of experiences I've had. Like,
Someone commenting on a video that you posted.
one of my stories, I tagged Alan Stone when I was gigging with Mama Shar. And Mama Shar, you know what I mean?
That's another.
Mama
that's another music.
Oh,
I love that girl.
Musician.
That's my dude.
That is
right now.
another
I love that girl.
amazing musician.
Well, Alan Stone commented back, and that just totally made Mama Shar's like, "You're Mama Shar's like, what?" I remember sending it to Mama Shar. He's like, "Vinny, don't mess around." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, really, Vinny, come on. And then, you know, it's like, look, it says he saw it. It says and then he commented on it. Like, you know what I mean? And then that was Alan Stone, and that was Mama Shar, and then Imani, Emily King.
That dude's onto something. I
Yeah.
know, man. He
Emily
knows
King is
something.
another artist. To me, Emily King and Alan Stone, they're kind of like right in that realm where they're not exactly every person household name, but anyone in the industry, they know them already. You know what I mean?
Like they know something. Like it's something. Like Alan Stone writes about shit. Like you have to like kind of make that shit marinate sometimes.
You
know?
can't
like,
fake that shit.
Yeah. You have to let that shit marinate. I'm like, damn, this dude's fucking, like.
Can you just bring your mic down a little bit, just because it's now you're not talking in directly into the.
There you go. There you go. Small adjustment.
My dog bad.
There you go.
There you go. Oh,
Yeah. Now you can hear yourself.
dude, he's like, he talks about real shit, you know, and like how he puts it in, like angles and like he talks about it in angles sometimes, you know, like, like with American Privilege, the song American. Can we put that up? As a matter of fact, can we? Put
I don't know if we can. We might get booted
Copyright.
off.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Martin and Big
Better
Ben,
not.
no
I just
problem.
better not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martin and
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No biggity.
But yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, anyways, though American Privilege is like that song really stuck with me, you know, because it's like an inherited sickness. It's like, you know, it's insane, man. Like we all want to go and make things bigger, but the only way we can do it is we have to go to the place that labeled us as theirs. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a like
I haven't heard the song yet. so.
like you're telling me it's my privilege to come, like, you know, like no, this is fucking an inherited sickness. You know what I mean? You guys
Oh, yeah.
put it upon us and stuff like that, you know. But people, it's such a good groove that you don't know what he's like. Like, it's
You
so
don't know that
good.
there's like a message
just-
being
yeah,
said behind.
exactly.
I mean, most of the time, I usually am the person who misses the message of the song because I'm just concentrating on what does it take to play the song.
Yeah, is that something that you try to focus on with your music, like sending a message
Of
or
course,
or
of course, man.
maybe telling is it in a way of like telling a story, or is it just like saying some stuff to sort of
I guess it just depends on the song, right?
Just trying to give a message to anybody who's been through the situation that I've been, because I write everything from a real place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like you won't hear me writing about popping bottles or whatever. 'Cause I don't know how to do that shit. You know,
Right.
I know how to I know one thing is I know how to do is struggle and strive and try to take life one step at a time and like take things with a grain of salt, all that shit, And
He does, dude. This guy's background is you know what I mean?
It's
I was spoiled growing up.
growth, like
I'll just say it.
I gotta admit, I probably was pretty spoiled too growing
You know
up.
what I mean? Yeah, like you know what I mean. The things that
I was
you know.
spoiled in other ways,
Yeah.
like I was spoiled in.
Well, now you're spoiling us, Boomer. Thanks, bro.
Now
This
we're
guy's
all
been so good to
now
me,
we're all
man.
spoiled.
Yeah.
This guy's been so good to me, bro. I mean, seriously, man.
Yeah,
Honestly.
man. Like you never gave me any reason to not treat you like that.
Because I care about you and your music, bro.
Me too.
It's very simple. You know what I mean?
It is.
Other people want to attach themselves to certain people for spotlight or attention and stuff like that. And, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with that. But when you get to heart of things and, the substance of everything, you'll be able to hear. And it doesn't take a genius to tell, you know what I mean? And, I mean, he's such a real artist and such a real songwriter that, you just want to bring that to the table too. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest, when I first started playing with him, I was just trying to stay relative, really, man. I didn't really know how good of a... I played with this guy a long time ago in a band called Rebel Lion.
Yeah.
And at that point in
that's sort
time...
of where you got your lifting point though, right?
That was,
Yeah.
It's from there, yeah.
And man, that band was so good for a lot of reasons. And let's just shed some light on the fact that when that band came out,
bring Boomer's mic up a little bit.
yeah,
I can't really hear him.
the star of the show in that band was more of a person called John Palau.
Yeah, man. Big ups to
And
John.
this guy was, you know what I mean? I didn't understand how good he was yet, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was still learning too. I
I
was
owe a lot of my writing to him too. He kind of set the bar for me, you know what I mean?
John
Like, writing
Palau, man.
style, because that dude writes
my homie.
like he writes from perspective.
Yeah, I remember watching Rebel Lion over at Hard Rock all the time. Yeah.
My
Where's
God.
Hard Rock.
Is it
before-
Hard Rock?
We used to be at Hard Rock. Then we were at the Rack before.
Mhm.
We owned the Rack before. Like
My
we're the
stint-
only ones
Oh,
playing
Rack.
there.
Places you don't hear anymore.
Yeah,
Hear about
for
it
real,
anymore.
man.
My stint with that band was like this long, okay?
Okay.
I was, at that point, I had just become one of the band whores of all band whores, you know what I mean? I was playing with like a lot of really notable people, and gigs was just like, you were saying,
Pouring
a lot of no's to gigs at the time because there's just so many. And I would hop on stage with this guy and everyone, and I didn't know how good this guy was yet. I was still like, you know what I mean?
Did you know how good you were?
I don't think
I
he
don't
did.
even think I know
I
how
don't
good
think
I am.
How
now.
did the whole interaction happen?
Obviously, everyone else did.
I mean, when Soja came, right? I mean, how did that sort of? What did they notice
That
about
didn't
you?
take long.
I don't even know, man. I really don't know. But
Well, he tells a story
I'm
in some
glad,
of those
though.
clips, though.
Right.
I'm glad.
In what?
He tells a story somewhat in some of the clips whenever they get on stage. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He tells it
Jacob, yeah.
somewhat. You know what I mean? Like he saw him play something like that, and then he asked him to go to the hotel, and then they wrote, "Was it You and Me?"
Yeah, we wrote You and Me.
Which
We
is
wrote
an
You and Me
epic
here, actually.
song.
Really?
dude.
When they're-
Yeah,
yeah.
super epic.
We
And
wrote it here.
I
and-
never, and then again, I never played those songs. I never liked those songs. I never paid attention to them. You know what I mean? And because I was just ignorant. I didn't really, understand the things. You know what I mean? When this guy left, I love that song so much. And I tell you, man,
I love
mean,
you too. Shifu.
I love you. And Jacob is such a great guy. I met that guy backstage at the the Major Rager.
Major, yeah.
We were supposed to go out there and play. Things didn't pan out. Whatever. This
Yeah.
guy hopped on stage with Soja. They were the last act to go on, and people were just going crazy. When
Yeah,
just
things
going
didn't
up
go
there.
as planned, but we still got paid. And
Yeah.
it was awesome.
And it was just a
Like,
great, and
Yeah.
it was good because it was like it was a really good thing, like with our friendship, bro.
Yeah, for real.
And,
It was a good growing
he-
process because we both like left. We went together. It was like me and him.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking do this shit. Take
Yeah.
everybody and take names. You know what I mean?
Oh, because you were on the bill.
Yeah.
And you called him to come.
Yeah, to come along with me.
And things didn't pan out. And, Ray, first of all, Ray is such a great
Yeah,
guy.
big up Ray,
And
man.
everyone in Hawaii was great to us, and they treated us really good. And I'm not
Sure.
trying to say anything about anyone, but things just didn't pan out the way it was. We still got paid. It was all good. I didn't get to do the set with Boomer, and I wasn't bitter about that because, you know why? Like I said, I'm about Guam artists winning no matter what. And there was a moment there where Boomer was like, oh, no, because I could see the look on his face already,
Yeah,
right?
man.
When things didn't pan out with our set and everything, right? And long story short, a lot of artists were in and out of Hawaii at that time, and the people to back us up, or some guy was touring this way, another guy was touring that way.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
band
always-
was supposed to back the
Yeah.
okay, I
So,
said
I'm not
all I
gonna
need is a
talk- yeah.
bassist and a drummer because
Yeah.
I have and a keyboardist because I have my
And it was just a crazy time, you know what I mean? And Ray was awesome to us. And I could see Boomer's like, oh no, Vince is gonna be mad. He came out here for nothing. Da, 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 da. And I was just like, no. And then they were like, can Boomer still jump on stage, please, with Soulja? And like, to me, I want this guy, because this is another thing I want to shed light on. Is like, sometimes our people, we don't appreciate the gems that we have, like what you were saying earlier. And like, one thing is like Patrick Palomo. People don't understand how amazing that guy is.
Yeah.
People don't understand how lucky we are. To some people, that's just, oh, that's my Nino, or that's my uncle, or you know what I mean. And like this guy, they're like, oh, that's just my Pori, or that's just my cousin. You know what I mean? That's my friend. I went to school with him. You know what I mean? So I understand like that thing, right? But when you see these people from off island, like view Patrick, or when you see these people off island view Chris, Boomer, sorry. Anyways, he hates the first thing. Anyway,
like, how did I get back to that?
So, when they see this guy, you know what I mean? They don't think those things. You know what I mean? They just think that, you know, man, that song "You and Me" got me through some tough times. They think "Boss Man" is like one of the most best messages I've ever heard. And those are things that I've never really really paid attention to, because again, we never really touched those songs until it got to the big stage.
The boss man?
You know what I mean? And this is crazy message. You know what I mean? And like, unless you know this guy, you would think he's this great philosopher. You know what I mean?
So I'm just a dumbass, just like everybody else.
I didn't say that, but anyway, like yeah, he's so talented writing, and I just feel like our people sometimes they get kind of, you know, I don't blame them. It's a natural thing. You know what I mean? And like anyone wherever they're from. But yeah, when we're in Hawaii, I just said, you know what, man, you still have a chance to go up on stage with Soulja. You know what I mean?
Like,
it's another opportunity for you. You know what I
don't
mean?
want, dude. Fuck
You know,
that. You know,
no
we
one
came
else
together. He's like, dude, this is bigger than you right now. You know,
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
I told this guy a number of
you know
times,
what I mean?
if you have an opportunity and it says that you have to go without me, brother, I want you to go. I want you to do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I really
It
care
was,
about
it was
you,
no hard feelings on your
If
part.
that's how
if I really
knew.
care about you and I care about our island's flag and the music and everything, you know what I mean? Then you know what I mean?
So it's like the music has become much bigger to you then over the years.
Man.
Oh, bro, it's just it's kept me out of trouble. It's been my sanity. It's just been like, you know, this thing that makes
It's
me
just been there, you know? Like, when nobody could be
I
there
can't
for us,
explain the
music
feeling.
was there for us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
feeling of accomplishment, or just like, you know, I mean, there could be no one in the room, but if I feel like the group I'm playing with or whoever I'm playing with at that moment, if we're playing as good as we can, and let's say the music goes somewhere that it's never gone before, then to me that's something that you can't get, you know, from
Music
any
makes being
form.
alone feel not too bad, you know?
Yeah, we
For sure.
hide
know what
ourselves
you
in our
guys mean.
songs to reveal ourselves in our songs.
Investing
Jim
in vests. Because vests are a good
Yeah,
investment.
I've written a few songs, man, and you know, it's
We
those
should work on them.
those are the words are taking
Right
me,
away,
take
we
me
should work on
into
them.
take me
Dude,
to
I
different,
just wanna
you know,
hop on
different
every
times in my
track.
life, man. I've written a song where I was lonely. I was feeling like sort of lost, right? I couldn't even describe where
And
I
no
was.
one else is there for you but
and-
your guitar.
And whenever I even just sing that, man, and I don't really sing it often but when it does, it still sparks that sort of emotion, dude. And I've even had a friend, I was just jamming it at a friend's house, and he goes, "Hey, bro, who sings that?" I was like, I just wrote that.
It's
And-
called therapy.
and he goes, it really touched, you know, it really touched me in a way where, like, not in a bad way, no, but
All touching's good.
pluck the heartstrings, right?
Yeah.
And he felt it. He felt where I was coming from, and or not the message, but the emotion or feeling that I was trying to convey.
Yeah. Because it came from a real place.
Came from an extremely real place,
Yeah, and
man.
you should always
Yeah,
take
man.
advantage of when you're able to do that transfer
For real,
of-
bro.
from
'Cause it's
inside.
not a transfer, it's more of a ascent, bro. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
ascent to your next like your next evolution of yourself, you know?
Because as a songwriter, and I've written some songs too, okay? And like, you know, when you're not writing songs and you want to write songs, it sucks.
It sucks when you have that block. Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, you mentioned therapy, you know, and
It's
for
super
a long
ther-
time that's what
super
music
therapeutic.
was for me, and then I started losing that about 4 or 5 years ago, which is why I started this podcast.
and
It's
you've
just
done an
because-
amazing job, bro. And here
Thank
we
you.
are, bro.
Thank you,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
And this is what this is for me. It's like extreme therapy for me, therapeutic, just to share thoughts and share emotions.
Yeah, if you
right?
need a co-host, I could talk forever.
Like see this, like this, like so,
maybe you need your own podcast.
like for example, like
Oh god.
like how this podcast came together. My
Like
phone
how
doesn't
everything's
work
set
right
up
now.
already
My
here.
phone's not roaming, but because of real connection through real people, you got a hold of him. The word got to me without no cell phone, bro.
yeah.
And I'm here. But we didn't talk on the phone and ask me. We just knew.
If you need
know,
Boomer, I can make it
You know what
happen.
I'm saying? It's like
Right.
that. It's like the real connection with people, man. That's you know, I think that's what's your therapy is, that, you know, like, fuck, like, with this all, you know, all this technology and shit moving so fast, bro, like, you know, let's try the year of the turtle now, you know.
Right.
Doesn't matter how fucking fast or slow we're moving forward, as long as we're moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
slow motion's better than no motion, I guess.
yeah, and it's funny because it was coming from two avenues. Clayton even hit me up. He goes, "Hey, Boomer's on Island." Yeah, and
Mr. Clay has been a great addition into my musical life. I'll tell you, man.
I'm excited for Saipan. We're playing in Saipan.
We're going next week.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I just
on
came
the
from there this
I
past
know.
week.
That's why I was like, let's go again.
Taking Clay, we're taking me, Vinny, and Clay are gonna go do a show there.
Nice.
It's dope,
Where you guys?
man.
Where you guys playing
The
at?
Hyatt.
The Hyatt.
It's dope. The stage is super like fucking dope. Man.
Go to Salties.
Oh yeah, that's my boy Ken
Yeah,
Tanzawa.
Ken?
Shout outs to Ken Tanzawa, baby. I played at Salties. I think I was the
Okay.
first person to ever play at Salties.
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah.
I met him over over the day that I was there, and yeah, what a cool guy, dude. You know, and we were talking about just how it is in Saipan, and you know, with even people, you know, he grew up there, right, born and raised in Saipan, but yet there's some stuff that he's not allowed to have. You know, even though he's, you know, like land and stuff like that, right? Because stuff is different out there.
Yeah.
And just got to connect conversationally on that.
Well, Saipan
that
has a lot of
level,
things
right?
together out there
They
compared
do.
to us.
They do.
They have
but-
some things and some things they don't. But you know what I mean? Like I was just
First of
gonna
all,
say,
culture.
Yeah.
and then the wildlife too. I mean,
There's so much.
you hear
they're
them
so
birds in the
cultivated,
trees
you know?
when you're
Yeah.
playing at Lao Lao.
Yeah, well, I was driving over to the grotto, and there was a family of cows, a herd of cows,
Yeah.
just hanging out on the side of the road. Yeah, it was dope.
Like, holy cow.
I was like, "Are these wild? Or
And
you
everyone
guys,
starts
are you guys
laughing at me.
loose?"
And making cow jokes. It's like, okay, guys, enough of the cow jokes. Let's move on now.
And the last time I was in Saipan, I wasn't there for music. The first time I've ever gone there, not
For
for
Gal frame,
I went there for golf.
I want a trophy.
And I got stuck
Nice.
there. Well, I didn't.
You
didn't.
don't get stuck in Saipan, bro.
I got stuck in Saipan. And I played in.
Because when you get stuck in Saipan, you're like, fuck yeah.
I was stuck in it with a really great group of guys.
I was there for Typhoon Dolphin.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that was.
I was stuck there. Not stuck there.
I
I was up in the Aquarius, dog. You know what I mean? Like, they did
I
me
was
up
there
nice,
too.
you know?
I was
Yeah.
there too.
You know, they did me up nice, you know?
Yeah, one thing I love about Saipan is I always seem to run into people that I know there and that I didn't know who's there.
Yeah. dude.
Shout out
Yeah.
Steve Salas. Steve Salas, my
Thank you,
Shout out
universe.
Steve.
boy. I was walking out of dinner with my uncle, and we walked right by one of the bars, and he's like, "Hey, boo." I was like, "What the hell?" It's like, "Holy shit!
Oh,
what are
hell
you
yeah.
doing here?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives out there.
Awesome.
So yeah, dude. I mean, Saipan, very different place from here, but all in all, one and the same.
That's
we're all,
from Saipan,
we're all
right?
right
Dude,
there.
we're all
like
Frank,
blueberry bread.
in the
Yeah.
words of Frank the Crank, Biba Marianas.
Viva Mariana.
For sure, dude. And I met Josh Castro. He was just on the last podcast, dude. And you know, he seems on that same mindset too of uniting everybody, right? And
Dude,
even though there's
stronger together.
differences and it's
Josh Zengzi?
yeah, so Sing, yeah.
He's the one that gave me the idea for the drives, the album drives.
Wow.
So his album was on that thing first, and I was like, bro, I was blown away. I was like, so I called him, you know, when I was doing that thing, or I emailed him. I was like, bro, can you give me the email for that place where you would do that? He's like, I'm not too sure, or you know, then he dug it up and he gave it to me
Yeah,
eventually.
they'll be like, I'm not sure, but then
Yeah,
they'll help you, man.
Yeah.
People there, is awesome people there, and my favorite golf.
Yeah,
course
biggest to
is there.
Josh Zengzi, dude.
How often do you think, you know, like people should be gigging up there, at least for Guam, and
All
like
the time.
connecting with the music there?
I think
because I feel like there is a budding music scene there. Maybe not an industry, but there is a budding music scene. And Josh was one of the integral things, like what Ryan's doing, right? With Zasengzung Presents, he was able to help expose different artists from the CNMI or the NMI.
Yeah, there's talented people everywhere, dude. It's just if they just get a little bit of like, you know, a little bit of
Well,
spotlight.
they
It
need the
needs to
chance,
be-
man.
maybe the governments need to sort of have like a musical union. I don't know.
you know, okay,
I don't know.
that
To help
That's a good idea.
foster, you know, at least foster these musical connections, bringing people. Look at Elijah did with when he brought a bunch of musicians from Saipan, right? And they played for the Saipan Relief here for the Dun Dun Marianas, right? And there's a lot of really old school musicians, but there are also a lot of really new school musicians.
Yeah,
And it won't feel so saturated with musicians here on Guam, with seeing maybe the same musicians at this place and then this place and then this place, and it's like, shit, I just saw you. It's like, don't want to go there, and because it can feel like that here.
It does.
But if you I guess what I'm trying to get at is if you mix it up, bring some people here, send some people there.
Yep. Exclusiveness is not really like the big thing here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't really get exclusive here in Guam.
Right.
Because, even if you want to make it like an exclusive, like you want to throw a show, like there's those Pohasu chumos like, why I'm going to pay $5 when I can watch him for free at Lobster and Grill? Like, what I'm saying? Like just Pohasu, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this.
I know exactly
like
what you're saying.
Like, boy, I'm not gonna pay $10 to go watch him. Boy, I can watch him for free and eat at the same time.
They'll come up
You
with
know
the
what I
best
mean?
argument. I swear
For
to
real.
God.
We're so Pohasu, our people,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, we could do it too.
I mean,
Really.
I love our people, but damn,
Yeah.
scared of growth all the time.
Well, I think about how music wasn't something considered as success, right?
Yeah.
Yep, of course. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got it sometime. Like, man, being a musician, I remember growing up.
Vincent, put down that guitar already.
Teachers, relatives, aunties, uncles. How many times I heard,
You can't feel
boy, music's not gonna take you anywhere.
And then at the end of that conversation, right? They're like, you shouldn't pursue music, but you know what you should do? You should do something that makes you happy, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, wait, is this one of those like when you're a father to a daughter kind of thing where you have to be understanding and firm or something like that? Is it like one of those confusing things?
Is
I
this
don't get
reverse
it.
psychology?
Because I don't get it. You want me to do something
Exactly,
that makes
bro.
me happy, but music's not gonna get me there.
Yeah.
But I love playing music.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I just want to say,
Well, because it's the
yeah.
traditional definition of
Yeah.
success, right?
yeah. Well, these traditions ain't keeping up with the times, if you ask me.
It's not gonna put food on the table, but it might save some lives from killing themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I think since I started gigging, however many years ago that was, I've never stopped. And
When did you first start? How old were you?
Oh my God.
well, I'm 25 now. I started when I was 24.
25. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can pass for 25.
I'm 25 now. I started when I was 24.
Smoke
Well,
another one,
Casa,
bro.
right? Baked, right? Baked. I was like what,
Right.
22? I was in Baked when I was like 22, and
Let's go burn another one, bro. 25.
so yeah, 22. I started playing with my favorite band of all time.
I always laugh when people are they're hesitant of dating themselves.
Yeah, I'm there, bro. I'm seriously there.
I'm not. I always tell people like, dude, I'm fucking getting old, bro. I'm
Yeah.
fucking this and that.
So yeah, it's been like maybe like I don't know, 16 years, 17, 18 years, something like that. Any in that realm, and I've never stopped gigging, and I don't sing one note.
But
know
you
what I mean?
weren't. But you weren't playing.
He was the
when you
band
were
at the
teens?
first supper.
No,
Like just jamming there.
I just
kidding.
I just started playing guitar when I was like really like 17, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, like, no one wanted me in their band. You know what I mean? And then I would just once I was like 17, I started going out. Because it was still 18 at that time, right? When we were
Right.
partying, right?
Right.
I would go out and watch all the bands, go to Casa, go, everywhere and watch all the bands and just try to pay attention to like all the guitar players and what they were doing. And because I can't sing, you know what I mean? So I just like, I wanted to be as versatile as I could. And what really helped me was playing for that band, Baked, John Leon Guro, Jen Evan Kula, Chris Tidinko was in the band, JPEG. But Chris, some of the biggest things that ever happened to my music that can sum up real easy is two names. And I know I'm going to leave out other people that are super crucial, okay? But two names that really stand out to me is Chris Tidinko, who's been in Japan for about almost 20
Yes,
years,
Chris.
killing it, absolutely killing it. He's one of the best drummers to ever come out of Guam,
Ever.
I swear to God.
If you don't know Chris Tidinko, he's from Guam, and he
Yeah.
was a drummer for Big Mountain before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and
Soul Vibes,
and everyone
QB,
else.
and everyone else.
and, any,
you know?
and Patrick Palomo.
Mhm.
Those two, I mean that it doesn't. I really feel so lucky because those are like two things. You know what I mean? That just really like I was lucky, man. Like Patrick taught me so many things.
They
and
help foster
your
your
Chris.
musical
They
talent.
both taught me how to survive with my guitar. You know what I mean? They both taught me how you can't let people. A couple other musicians told me you can show anyone how to go behind a bar and pour a drink. Okay, and but what you're doing on that stage It's not as easy. So if they're gonna tell you that there's no value on that or whatever, you know what I mean? Then that's you accepting them.
Getting on the stage in front
Setting
of
that.
people's half the battle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, people just think just because we're up there having a good time and, you know what I mean, whatever, that, you know, we're not serious, whatever. It's like, man,
We have it good.
for my case, I'll give you my guitar and no internet. You know what I mean? Because I didn't really learn with the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not saying be as good as me or just anyone, really. You know what I mean? Like all these people out there who are professionals, you know what I mean? There's so many great artists on Guam.
Who learn genuinely and authentically and not through like.
Yeah, man. And I just really,
Watching on
I'm tired of
YouTube,
our
you know
people
what I'm
getting
saying?
taken
Right,
advantage. You know what I mean? There's so many great players, and I don't want to help myself. I want to help all of them. I want to tell them how much they're worth. And not only that, I don't want to tell them how good they are. I want to tell them how good they're not. Like in the professional realm, not in the playing, but in the professional realm. Like, this is why people don't take you seriously, because you don't show up on time or you don't do this.
Oh yeah,
It's
on
simple
that
things.
kind of stuff. Yeah,
It's just simple things. Like, what is it?
professionalism.
Being on time doesn't take any special skills, right? You know what I
Punctuality.
mean? You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes it's just a difference of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they know you're so good, but they have this thing lingering in the back of their mind.
But he's always, like that.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, at the same time, like, someone who shows up on time is not going to kill it like this. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's another conversation. But I would just rather have, like, all of our musicians, like, you know, do the professional thing. You know what I mean? Because it just protects them and it protects everyone else in our industry. You know what I mean? Then people
Genuinely
take us
love
seriously.
each other, man. Be
Yeah.
honest with each
I
other.
want to help everyone, and I don't want to help everyone. I want to learn from everyone. I'm trying to learn from these kids.
Because
You
you
know what I
think
mean?
about it, like all the musicians here in Guam, we
You
all
didn't
help
realize-
each other out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, say, like, if he couldn't make it, I'm trying to call, like, somebody else to come fill in for, like Darvin or something. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Like if we help each other out, like, say,
Yeah.
if Didi doesn't show up, Austin will call me or ask me to help him out, you know? Or if Didi, like, say, like, Matt doesn't show up or something like that, we always help each other out.
Because it's
you know?
not like you can just call anyone to just come bush cut me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, you kind of just, it's hard to replace a Chris Boomer. You know what I mean? It's not like you can just, hey, boy, can you come here and move with us? Can you help us do all this? You know? It's like, bro, we need someone who really knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh shit.
I mean,
Hey, bro, dude, that's fucking like, I feel like that's so spot on.
I mean, at the same time, you don't want to call me the bush cut because I'm only lawnmower. My yard is this big.
Yeah, right?
I
You know what I'm saying?
At the same time, you don't want to call me the bush
Yeah.
cut because my
Well,
yard.
call me to play at your fucking
You know what I mean?
your party, you know
Like,
what I'm saying?
if you call me, like, you know what I mean? If Anahea calls me, if Anahea messages me this morning saying, hey, Vinny, I'm sorry, but I just found out our set is this long and, you know, I need your help tomorrow night. You know what I mean? Like, I live for those kind of moments.
Me
You know what I
too,
mean?
bro.
Like, you know, the 911 guitar, like, no one else can do this. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like, we need someone to show up and act like they know what they're doing.
you
know
need a
what I mean?
website, bro.
You know,
Maybe you should make your Instagram that.
I'm not that good, but I'm just, you know, I've been getting away with it for these X amount of years. Yeah.
Filling in and being
Just,
inserting
you know,
yourself.
I like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't have to be the guy or, like, you know, I don't need to be promised all these things. You know, just compensate me for my time, and I like the challenge.
But
of,
as
you
a
know,
as a guitarist, you know, it's easy for you to sort of saturate yourself with music, all kinds of different kinds of music. But as a songwriter,
ugh.
it's a little bit more difficult. Can you agree?
To adapt. To
Well, he's not the
just
only
sort of-
songwriter
just
here.
sort of
you
like
know what I mean?
saturate in all music.
Yeah, just put yourself into different.
No
into
way.
different-
It's so easy for me. Like,
okay.
I love it because I know that there's something to take from everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
no matter what,
Hell yeah.
you know what I mean? There's something to take from everything. Even just sitting here, sitting here with this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
When I walk out the door, I know there's something to take with me. There's something I learned today, or something about you I
Oh,
learned
yeah?
today,
Well,
or
shit,
something
hopefully.
about us. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
You guys understand your relationship better now.
oh, yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, man, especially with that time apart. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
With that time apart that we have from each other, like, man,
I used to call the guy, "Do I fucking miss you? I fucking hate it. I'm not playing with music with nobody out here."
yeah, I think we hugged it out like 5 times when he first came back.
Nice,
man.
nice.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think
it
I've
was
done
just-
that with one of my friends.
It's just one of those
Bro.
things, like, bro, I fucking
For
miss you.
real,
Like,
man.
I
oh
just
my
want to feel
God.
your heartbeat against mine for a
real.
little
I love you,
longer.
dude. Come on, bro. But dudes don't kiss. That's it. No kissing though, bro.
Don't
Come
smell my
on.
neck either.
Come on, bro.
Okay, but no tongue. I mean, dude, I love this
You
guy
just
so
figured
much. man.
out what he's down for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
They're not down.
He has to say it. He has to say it. It's kind of like when you want a cookie, you know, like you don't want somebody to say you. It's like, I say I want a cookie. You don't scream that shit out. Like, you know, hey, you want a fucking cookie? You know, like, you don't fucking scream that shit. And the fucking thing is, I might have wanted a cookie, but I fucking say it. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking say it. You don't say it.
Yeah.
Dude, just being over where you're at, did you find it? You just mentioned, there's no one to play with,
Yeah.
being out there. Did you find it hard to sort of adapt yourself to staying with the craft? And
No, not well, that's why I have this guy to thank, because like what he's taught me is so much to grow, so much things to grow for and into,
Mr. Clayton will tell you that once you're on Vince Mesa's Instagram, people will view you as someone who can keep up with everyone.
He's a thousandaire. He knows. I mean, he's a thousandaire. He knows.
thousandaire.
He knows these things.
Get a few thousand followers following him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, there's probably some people who think that I'm just this dickhead of a musician that I'm not gonna put up with this and that, but that's not true, because
He's got to see past it.
But how did he help with you being so
Well,
far? I mean, at least
Because,
keeping
like-
you wanting to hone your musical craft.
Because like the things he's taught me taught me how to adapt more. So like where I'm at in Charleston is like 3 hours from Nashville. Which is a big country city and big country scene.
Right.
And everybody is good, man. Like I go to open mic like twice a week. You know what I mean? Back there in Charleston, and everyone is good. Not like, and it's crazy because not everyone is. You don't see the talent range like how you see it here on Guam. Where everybody's got, everybody.
dude, yeah, it's either
it's
really
like-
good or
it's-
oh my god.
It's either there. Exactly. There's no medium. It's like it's not like, oh, this guy's all right. It's like this guy is either shit or he's badass. You know what I mean? There's no medium. It's either you're really good or you're really bad.
Yeah.
Exactly what he said. And dude, and in Charleston, people are really good, like really really good. And some people don't come up sing. Some people are finger style. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
A lot of bluegrass over there on that side.
Plenty, bro. Plenty.
You can't fake
I
that.
have a friend. I met him in Arizona. His brother is the Tennessee state champion for banjo flat picking.
Yeah.
And
This
he
is
is
a
the
real thing,
Arizona.
people.
He
Yeah.
is the Arizona state champion.
Yeah.
For bluegrass
Yeah.
guitar flat picking.
Mhm.
And it's like
No, but that's
a thing.
You cannot fake that. You can't fake
Mhm.
that. I remember a story I heard a long time ago was Patrick Palomo being on a ferry boat ride with the Casual somewhere, and they ran into this guy who was the bluegrass champion of wherever they were from. And you know what I mean? So, you might want to mention that to him next time you talk to him. And just all these things. Like, I mean, music, what I love about music is this. Even if you don't know somebody and you haven't known them for years, whatever, if you're at the same musical, capabilities or whatever, and whatever, just like when I'm commenting on Instagram, I swear to God, they just know that you're this person they can relate to immediately, like whether they can speak English or not. Okay, like once you pick up your instruments, it's like that's the real talking.
Right.
Because I mean, any person can come up to you and tell them what they play, right? But until you hear them do what they do in their element, then it's like, then you know what's what. You know what I mean? So that's what I've learned working many years at a small store called Shimbro's Music.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Paul Shimatsu. I learned so much working there about all kinds of musicians. You know what I mean? This kind of musician, that kind of musician. They're all important, and there's something you can learn from all of them, whether it's your favorite or not. You know what I mean? There's something that guy knows that you don't.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always tried to take advantage of when I was working there. Like, I remember I'd be like, I have to play the song tonight. Then someone walks through the door like, hey, you know this song. I would look at my manager and be like, hey, can I just have 2 minutes? Thanks, John
Yeah, take
Bamba,
a-
Captain Cruz.
5-minute break.
Yeah, hell yeah. 5-minute break. I don't know the song yet. 5 more minutes. Yeah.
Almost there.
And you were able to record this album, this next album, while you're out there, and that's the beauty of it, right? You don't necessarily have to be all in the same place anymore. Yeah.
No, we recorded it here.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
recorded. We flew.
Oh, you just been sitting on it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just
It's been done.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Okay.
I'm just happy that we're here where something's
Like I
going to
said,
happen
man,
with
you're
it.
the turtle,
Right.
Like, no rush.
Did we talk about why you decided to sit on it?
No, we touched it on briefly, but
Yeah.
just because we didn't want to rush anything, and we're all like in a certain we're all busy in our own way, and I don't
Yeah.
want to take anything from anybody and whatever. But it just like it didn't feel like the right time, I guess. It
I
didn't
see.
feel like it was, like that's just to me. It felt like it wasn't.
Did you have to go back and make any changes at all?
No. Well, to one song, one song I did, yeah. But I just wanted to like you said, like saturate myself in it. You know what I mean? Like, like really, really listen to it through and through, and to fucking see if there's anything I need to go back and change. You know, and
okay. Yeah.
And I must say, no regrets, bro.
Regrets, no regrets.
Regrets.
Shout out to our manager, PJ.
Yeah, shout out to Paul Guerrero.
Shout out to him. I love being his number one client.
Yeah,
Boomer's
I love
number
being number 2. Yeah, it's awesome because 2's more than 1.
Chris Boomer, the best thing he ever did to me was introducing me to PJ.
But man, I love this. Thank you, man, for having us here. Right?
Yeah, for sure. How long have we been going here, Matt?
That's the Random Podcast.
Yeah,
Going
yes,
for
sir.
We would-
30?
Hour 30. Hell yeah.
Dang.
You the band, bro.
The goal is always to at least break an hour, and then
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
happens after that
No.
is what happens.
But,
Right.
but pretty much what we want to say is that, I love this guy so much, and
I
his
love this
music
guy
is
too.
very important to
I
me.
love everybody.
Everybody
love
and,
everybody. Okay.
And we're just so happy that he's back on Guam and that we get to do this acoustic
Is
attack
this
thing.
to stay?
No.
No?
I don't want him to stay on Guam. They're not gonna appreciate him on Guam. He needs to go back out there to America. You know what I mean? That's straight up.
Isn't that funny though? Is how
It's crazy.
how there's, and I was telling Josh on the last podcast, I was like, does it happen here in Saipan the way it happens in Guam, where that lack of appreciation for the music that's being played is there? I mean, we've been talking about 5-star caliber players all night, people who tear it up and rip it up, but a lot of the times, I mean, even when Service Entrance was playing over at Brutus, they're playing in front of 5 people, and they deserve.
I played there on
to be
Friday nights
playing
with Patrick.
a packed house, and
But I played with them before when it was like you couldn't get a room in that.
Yeah.
It was super like elbow, like whoa, like you know what I mean. Like,
but I guess this was towards the end of
like
the Brutus
in the
days.
beginning, like towards the
I
beginning.
remember it being really packed,
like,
right?
I mean, like we're like it's a small venue and like everyone is so engaged.
Yeah.
Like to the point where we had like I wasn't a every week member of that band, but because at the time like the members of the band were so close to me, with Mike and everything. Like it's like we had skits in between songs. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? That was just I mean, and Hartendorp is one of the other most biggest things that ever happened to my music.
What a talent.
I mean, this guy, he shows you things without holding your hands. He's like, well, you're going to get with it or you're not going to get with it. And he exposed me to a lot of things. And I just want to say thank you, Mike Hartendorp, for everything that you did, whether you were trying or not to, because he would really just expose me and be like, Vinny, can you, and he's an amazing guitarist. A lot of these people now think that he's just this amazing piano player who sings, right? But if they saw like Mike Hartendorp, Glad Hands, Mike, you know what I mean? Or like, the younger Mike Hartendorp with the guitar and just like, I mean, I looked up to him so much. I mean, that guy, like playing with him all those years was another like really blessing, because if you don't know the song, it doesn't matter because I'm starting it. So you had to get with the program, whether people knew if you knew what was going on or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thanks, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw my Uncle Dave. So
The baddest mamma jammer from
yeah,
freaking Sinaha,
Uncle Dave is my mom's brother, right?
Yeah.
So we had a chance to see
I rode in the airplane with your grandma
Uh,
before.
Yeah,
She thinks Charlene's a better singer. I had that talk with everyone already. But yeah, Uncle Dave coming back and everything. I mean, I got to play with him once so far. And it was on my birthday. He sang happy birthday to me. And that's like the best happy birthday. And then we got to
dude,
play.
I felt like I was at a fucking concert at a fundraiser.
Like, seriously,
and
bro.
it was like beautiful. Everyone and that's the, I think that's the energy that they put out. Those musicians put out is you want to stop what you're doing and just be like in awe, and you can tell they're really putting their all into it, especially Uncle Dave when he sings, man.
I mean, Uncle Dave taught me a lot of things, man, that I cannot explain in this short amount of time. But he just knows how to make you, the word is mogorai. He knows how to make you just like, he looks at you like, Vinny, you know what? This next song, I want you, boy, to just, he gives you that look, like, you know what I mean? And I go like,
I think you're even doing the eyebrow.
And he's, and that's the good look, not the bad look.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he just knows how to like get it out of you, and he knows how to. He's not afraid to tell you how he thinks about whatever, if he cares about you.
And that's a generation above you, yeah,
bro,
of musicians.
Yeah,
like that group that he plays with.
Yeah,
Mike Diamore, yeah.
I mean, Mike Diamore is another person that just absolutely kicked my ass and just doesn't like, he just gives you the like, what are you doing? And I just think he's another person that our island just doesn't even come close to appreciating.
Why do you think that is, man?
He's a world-class musician. This guy is so like, I think about this guy, no matter how good I get, I think about him because you know what? He's practicing right now. And he's so good, and he's held it up there, and he could say things about himself, but he'll never hear it. Because he just cares about the most important thing, the music right now. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're a session player and you get to play with different artists and all that stuff, no one cares about your resume. When it comes time to play the set or whatever, they just care about, can you do what we need you to do right now? And that's something I think, like, some of our younger musicians or some of our even other players, like, they just kind of like, but don't you know who I am? You know what I mean? It's like, no one cares about that right now. They just want to know, can you do this?
Don't care who you opened for.
Yeah, they don't care. And that's not their job to, you know what I mean? And for you to get to that next thing and that next thing to put on your resume to, say whatever, you gotta just own up to this next challenge. And sometimes I think part of that is also knowing when you're not, when people ask me to be the guitar player for certain projects, like, if I really care about this person or whatever, I'll even tell them, like, maybe I'm not the guy for this project, but I'll tell you who is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when you really care about the music. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not about yourself.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
Because this guy's turned down like a couple gigs or a couple opportunities because he didn't want to leave me, and then he didn't tell me that. And then when I found out about it, I was like, this is not the way I want you to do your thought process, brother. I want you to think about you doing you and whatever it takes, because you have something established that these other Guam artists don't have.
But I still did it.
You, dude. And this guy, you know what? He really just
Like what a true friend does. He still does.
He
it.
committed himself for like 2 years, bro, to just like playing with me and learning. And he had all these opportunities, bro. And I swear to God, he turned down numerous opportunities like that I didn't know about. Okay, because I would have tried to convince him to do it. You know what I mean? Because he was like, he was getting me a lot of work at the time. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? He helped keep me relative. You know what I mean? And for these other people saying, wow, Chris Boomer, oh, who's this guy he's playing with? Oh, okay, his name is Vince. Okay, and then they see me play with other people and that people and, versatile, whatever, right? But that's me, right? But
I just kind of felt like he didn't deserve to be like not remembered or
Thanks,
not
bro,
known.
love
You know what I mean? Like this dude, like like I said, I remember going to Casa underage, bro, like with a fake ID. You know what I mean? Like for real. Just
with the laminated Guam ID.
Yep, that's the one with the dark blue backdrop.
Yeah.
some people don't know, homie. Some people don't know.
And like I remember being in there, right? And then
Just get a random Guam flag behind you.
Big's playing. Dude, there's a song by Incubus. A song by Incubus, right? And then
I've done it too.
and it's super packed in Casa, right? And John's singing, and then there's a lyric that comes up in Incubus. He's like, "Not everyone here is that." Everybody's just like, the band drops out.
The warmth, Incubus.
Yes, the warmth.
Yeah.
The band drops out, and the whole bar's like, "Fuck!" Everybody's screaming like, "Wow, I belong here!" It's like, it's crazy, man. Like,
John LG taught me a lot about being on stage too when I was wet behind the ears.
Yeah, man.
When I was a rookie.
Performance is a real
that
thing.
dude.
Yeah.
Him and Nessie got something special.
Rest in peace.
Yep. Rest in peace, man. But
Yep.
like they have something special, and they're from two different circuits, and it's like the same thing. It's like, bro, these guys can be like, we can see them at the bar, and they seem so hammered. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, or their voice is super like, not 100%. As soon as they stand behind that mic, it's gone, bro. Yeah. They're just performing.
John the Young Girl, he was one hell of a jukebox back in the day. I'll tell you that.
Dude,
and Nessie would be slurring hard,
bro. Like I remember, Ness would be like we'd be having
and the
good
harmonies
times.
is still on point all day.
Good times, we'd have good times.
Shout outs to Mita, love you, brother.
For real, like we're having good times. Like
I mean, that guy would be at the bar, like
staggering, bro, and then he just gets behind the mic. That's Nessie, and he's sober.
Just one story before whatever.
I want that high.
One story. We play at the Globe, right? From midnight to 4 a.m. back in the 18 and under days, right? Midnight to 4 a.m, right? That's Saturday night, right? The next day, we play at Jimmy D's, right? Sunday afternoon, Jimmy D's, Flying by Chris Boomer. He has a song where he mentions, and I feel so special because I was a part of that. You know what I mean? He's like, Sunday afternoon down at Jimmy D's, you know what I mean? Soul Vibration, whatever. Right. And like, I was a part of that, and I feel special because Jai was a customs officer. Thanks, Jai. And
Big shout out Jai Payat.
yeah, Jai Payat, I love you,
That's
bro.
my
Jai.
I love Jai.
that's my cousin's husband.
Ange.
Ange.
Ange. I love
Yeah,
Ange. We're
shout out to
classmates.
Ange too.
We're classmates.
That's fam when I'm in Seattle, man. You know?
That was a part of the whole Chris Tadinko thing. You know what I mean? Chris Tadinko just getting me to play with every band because he was in every band. You know what I mean? And, you know, like, we'd be down there at Jimmy D's just killing it. And I swear, man, Soul Vibes, man, was such a good experience, man. And this guy was still not, he wasn't Chris Boomer yet.
Yeah, I was Muka still.
Dude.
You know? I was checking him out Jimmy D's for a certain reason because I couldn't get in at the bar.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh my God.
Jimmy D's, everybody could come.
Mila Nessie with Jai and Chris Tadinko on drums was just like the best medicine on a Sunday with the sun going down.
And some beer.
Like, I don't care if you like reggae or not. That band was just so like
So
the
vibes.
groove-
They're so vibes.
Whether you like
It
reggae
is
music
what it
or
is,
not,
right?
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you like this music or not. When you hear a band just killing and executing, like, you want a piece
With
of that.
chemistry, bro, you know?
You know what I mean? You want a piece of that, dude.
And those guys barely don't. I don't even know how many times they held practice. You know what I mean? So
Well, you know, they were kind of a whatever operation. But when Chris gets into a band and then he starts running the show and like calling, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They went to this other, like, you know what I mean? They went to another level. You know what I mean?
because Chris would refuse to do it without
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah, Chris, I love you, Chris. Oh my
That's
God.
the thing is practice. You know, like people think practice ends at practice, but when you
Okay,
get
wait.
home,
Yeah.
practice doesn't end because you want to
Wait.
practice.
Back to the story. We would play from 12 to 4 in the morning, right? The next day at Jimmy D's, we start at 6. Nessie would be there at 11 o'clock, you know,
In the morning.
and he would call me up and say, "What's up, baby?" And I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Hey, man, I just want to let you know that I'm down here at Jimmy D's drinking already." You know what I mean? And I'll be like, "What's up?" He's like, "Yeah, if you want to come down, chill. Come. Oh, by the way, can I borrow a guitar? I forgot mine somewhere."
I remember my first
I just want to tell that story.
first ever paying gig by myself was before I just fresh out of high school. It was at the Roxbury. My uncle Johnny
Wow.
Cool. Johnny Cool owned the Roxbury.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
shout out to Johnny Cool. He owned the Roxbury, so he's like, and I was staying in Mighty.
Wow.
Wow. yeah. That's a
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah.
And I was staying in Mighty, and Nessie was my neighbor at the time. You know.
Oh, I remember that.
But I knew him
Ariel
from when I was a
Apartments.
kid, because like I grew up with like kind of Mila and Nessie as my uncles, because my best friend that's his uncles, you know. So it's like I kind of grew up with them, but he was my neighbor, and I went to them and was like, "Hey Ness, man, like I got a gig, you know. My uncle asked me to play at his bar, you know. So but I was like, man, I don't have. Can I use your guitar? I was like, yeah. And so he gave me his guitar, right? And I was
What a
like,
nice guy.
yeah,
He's not
checks
nice.
out. Yep. And he's not nice to everybody, yeah. And so he gave me his guitar, right? And I was like, he's
I miss
he's
that guy.
drinking, he's drinking a beer while drinking. He's like, here's your guitar. You can use this guitar. I was like, oh, it's missing the high ear. I didn't know what it was called, a high ear. That's how I was like, missing the bottom string. He goes, are you a musician or a musicant? and from there on, I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna be a musician from here on out, bro. Fuck that.
Wow, I didn't know that story. Damn. Well, first of all, that guy didn't know a lot of things, even though he seemed like a genius. I'd be like, Nessie, what's the chords to the song? He's like, a little bit over here, and then over there, and then over here, and only over here.
And then it
I
stays
was like,
right
oh,
here.
you're a badass.
And then it stays right here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, him, Mila, Chris, and Jai,
That's chemistry, man.
their group was
That's classic. That's classic music times in for Guam. That's like mid. That's
Amen.
like the 2000s decade. Yeah.
The island stood still when Nessie passed away, man. You know?
oh man, yeah.
I want to go back to you mentioning that Chris shouldn't live here because he won't be appreciated, and we touched a little bit. I just want to get a sense of.
You totally get it. I already know already.
I know, but
let's,
I
let's
just
talk about that. Let's talk about that.
I want to get a sense of what coming from you, you know, like being the musician that you are, and how do you see the non-appreciation of.
I told
of
this
the
guy
music?
something a couple of nights ago. I told him, I said this. I go, you know what, man, bro? Like, you being on Guam, people are not going to appreciate you. We just finished doing the whole Major Rager thing. And out there, we had a great time. And then he had a choice. He had a choice where he could come back to Guam. And and he had a choice where he could go to the mainland, where things were sort of like, you know what I mean? Like, you know. And I told him, I said, just go there, bro. You're going to come back here. You're gonna do.
Did
all
you
these
have
things.
avenues already open for you before you moved out there?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I told him straight up.
That's the stuff that he's talking about that I didn't tell him. That I had opportunities I had turned down.
You know, there are things that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, he probably wasn't telling me, but I got a wind of a couple things, and I just pretty much told him, I said, look, man, you're going to come back to Guam. We're going to play every night. We're going to go in circles. And we're just, you know what I mean?
Circles. That's
just go out there, man. Just go out there. You know, people love you out there. People go crazy for you out there. People from Guam, people who are not from Guam, okay? Like, on Guam, you can come here, you can kill it, and whatever. Out there, you're playing in front of a different crowd. You're trying to win over people who never heard you.
Right.
They don't know your background. They're not your friend, your cousin, your party. They're not all these things. You're just genuinely winning over these people. You know what I mean? And that's something that this guy can do, no problem. And then he already has his name established out there. You don't even need to pull up his name on your whatever thing you're searching or whatever. You know what I mean? His thing can just come up randomly. He is a legitimate, real artist. And there's so many other people who are just as
you're
gifted.
a festival name already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so many other people. And he needs to do this more because, you know why? He inspires these people.
For sure.
And not only does he inspire these people, but like I told him, just like whether it's jazz or reggae, just like Patrick Palomo, whether they want to appreciate you or not, bro, there's nothing they can say or do to take away everything you've accomplished, which is a lot, bro. Whether they want to give it up to you or not. And that's just for life, bro. So, like, they can say whatever they want, you know. They can take me for granted. They can do whatever they want to do. But, like I said, I care about Guam music, bro. Like, on a level that people probably don't understand yet. You know what I mean? And I want to be involved, but then I don't have to be involved. I want us to win because our people are just so... Like I don't know the most about Pia Mia, but I want her to win. I want things to work. You know what I mean? I don't know the most about all these other artists, but if we're all from Guam, why wouldn't we want to just support the fuck out of each other?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't we want to just fucking support the fuck out of each other?
Man.
You know what I mean? I mean, whether it's the same genre or not, bro. I mean, you know, if we're going to be hardcore about all these other things, but the music, we're going to just like whatever, then I don't want to be like that, man. I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at this point in my music right now where I just, you know what I mean? Sanity is like a big part of it, you know? And, you know, I love my kids. I love my girlfriend. I love my island. And I just want to play guitar.
Shout out to my chick. I just want to say that real quick.
Tomorrow.
Did you mention me?
That was deep, though. You know,
It was,
and it's you can tell it's coming from a place of a lot of things you've experienced over your
Bro,
musical career here, right?
So much
I
talent
mean,
wasted, bro. So much opportunity wasted. So much things like just didn't go the way it could have been. You know
So
what
many
I mean?
rebels with no cause here, man.
Yeah, and I'm tired of that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I've seen some of our people succeed. Okay, it's not all bad. Some of our people has really succeeded. I told a big friend of mine, a huge friend of mine, about maybe 20 some years ago that show your role was a terrible idea and that it'll never be anything. Bear, way to prove me wrong, brother. You know what I mean? Way to fucking prove me wrong, brother. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't know the person that I know. You know, this guy's such a giving person. This guy
can't have anything.
Dude, this guy really cares about this guy really cares about me. He's like ride or die. You know what I mean? And like, he doesn't forget where he comes from, even though he's chilling with Jonah Hill or whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this guy, he's all about our island, bro. And I just think that him and a number of other people who are from our island who have achieved success, you know, you can't help everyone.
And there's a lot of people who are achieving success out in the
all
States,
over,
dude.
bro.
All over, man. And it's insane,
and
dude.
I hate when people see those people and they're like, oh, how come he doesn't do this? How come he doesn't? Like, bro, he can't help everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, dude.
There's a big, and I feel like there's a big issue of, oh, how are they giving back? You know, they don't even come here. When's the last time they lived here? Like, and it's like, man, you
have a serious, huge point there. And a lot of times people like that, and they are giving back. They just don't want to take the credit, bro.
Yeah, and it's still that sort of crabs in the bucket mentality, but not sort of like bringing each other down because I'm successful. It's like,
yeah.
Now if you're not living here, whatever you're doing doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't understand the way things operate. You
and
know,
it's
what the shit they had to adapt to.
Yeah,
it's only all right.
Yeah.
Only all right.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, oh, if you want something to matter, if you're doing something you want it to matter and matter in Guam, then you got to be doing it here.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's a weird stigma.
Even though what they've done out there has done somewhat for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, even though
because we can.
Good point, dude.
I mean, we can want to give all we can, but sometimes
People don't want to be given unless they get something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that I totally get that, and I understand whatever.
Because
right?
I know Pia Mia gets a lot of shit from a lot of people here.
That girl does a lot of work, yo. I'm friends with her dad and her sister, okay? And you know, her dad comes to a lot of my gigs. You know what I mean?
She's a grinder, bro.
And a lot of people don't understand, like, you know, even if you're not into music, she's doing whatever. It takes a lot of work to do those dance moves, okay, and sing at the same time, okay. I don't care what you say. You know what I mean? And
a lot of breathing.
and she sheds light on her island, bro. When she gets the opportunity, you know what I mean?
For sure.
She does, man. So I give her credit there.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's so crazy how people like to question authenticity. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that's not real Chamorro.
But if anyone else
That's
had those
not real
opportunities,
Guam.
they
That's
would
not
jump
real
at it.
Guam.
But maybe they wouldn't as work as hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that girl's doing the work.
Right.
That's the thing. That's the thing I don't really get. It's like that's not authentic. That's not Chamorro. It's like, man, then you don't know how it feels to rise to the occasion, then, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Dude, that's really the.
But do you have a fear? Do you have a fear of sort of being seen that way? Of
not anymore.
okay, but there was
It's
something
funny.
that affected you before.
Yeah, he played with me
Yeah,
for
as
2
a-
years. He's over that shit.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, no matter what you do, people are gonna talk. You know, we tend to ruin beautiful things all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no
But
matter
thank
what,
God for this podcast because
Yeah.
it brings
Yeah.
light and attention to a lot of people from our island who probably people don't know about. And that's what I love about this podcast. Like one thing that Mr. Master Random shed light on here, you know, aside from Mr. Clayton, was Rosanna Laguarnia. That girl will play most of you boys under the table. And her dad is one of my mentors, Carlos Laguarnia. And that guy is so Master Yoda, you don't even understand, bro. Like, he's just so, like, you know what I mean? And I support Rosanna. The things that Rosanna's achieved, I mean, how many boys can say they did that? You know what I mean? I mean, she's sponsored by PRS. You know, that's my favorite guitar. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, I respect Rosanna on a high level. You know what I mean? I mean, I remember when I first touched an electric guitar, all these guys were sitting around me in a room, and they're acting all badass. Then Rosanna comes walking in, and everyone's like, oh, hi, guys. Hey, Vince, you're playing guitar. That's cool. Yeah, so shout outs to her. You know what I mean? She's an amazing, you know, musician. I respect her family. And, you know, I was really happy when you shed some light on her because she's a great musician who's doing things that, you know, people probably don't know about. And that's sad.
Right.
So good job, Mr. Ada.
Thank you. What were you gonna say, Boomer?
I forgot, man.
Just about being a you know, in the you know, being out there making music out there and sort of people questioning your authenticity of making music out of Guam, right?
Well, not this. I don't really get it from there, but I don't really get it from out there. It's like mostly here, right? So like, for example, I remember butting heads with my uncle like at a party, right? I just got like just played a set. I played original songs, right? I get off and then my uncle goes, boy,
I love where he's going with this.
he goes, boy,
Keep going.
play Chamorro
Yes.
music.
Yes.
I said,
yes, I love this
man,
subject.
I was like,
I
man,
love this subject.
I just played 4 original songs.
If
I
I'm
wrote those
Chamorro,
songs.
it's Chamorro music, bro.
I wrote that. I wrote these songs. I'm Chamorro. Does that not make it Chamorro music just because I'm not speaking our language?
Right.
No one goes to Bruno Mars and say you're not making American.
I mean, I get it. You know,
Right.
I get it. I get what they're trying to say, but it just gets repetitive after a while. You know, like,
Yeah.
dude, you make me feel like uncultivated. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine like
Right.
Patrick Palomo and Jesse Bias when they want to step out of the box and they want to do other
yeah,
stuff.
bro.
The people don't accept it immediately. They just think that it's not Chamorro music.
Yeah,
But we're
sorry.
Chamorro, so it is.
You know? Yeah, it is
Right.
Chamorro. I mean, I get it. You know, but come on, man. Like,
I've had the same question about the indigenous art, you know, like what's considered indigenous art now. Do we still have to draw laddie stones and huts for it
Yeah.
to be considered indigenous art?
I
Or
like to
could
think
it
we've come
be-
a lot
fucking
farther than
anything?
that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't get it.
Respect to that though. I'm not saying that I don't respect that. Okay, please don't miscommunicate this message. Okay, I love everything about where I'm from and our people. Okay,
I do. I do
but
too.
you know, I'm just saying it doesn't mean we can't adapt or
Don't
grow.
always like who you love, though.
Yeah. Amen. Ooh, that's the random.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think it's a serious thing, identity wise, right?
Oh, prices.
Of how we're trying to figure our way out through this world, being a tiny speck on the globe, and or in on this earth and trying to matter, right? But sometimes we judge and question all the finer details rather than trying to see the good it's actually doing.
And if we
and
just
what's
be
making us matter.
ourselves,
Right?
we just be ourselves, because where we are and what we come from is like no other place in the world, and that's what people like about us.
Yeah, for
You know what
sure. I mean, if I was to uproot this podcast and take it stateside, does that change the fact that
Hell no, you're still
It's
from
master
here, bro.
random.
Right.
Does it change the fact that it's not master? Is it not master random now?
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
not
Like,
is it-
no, man.
Right.
Authenticity is ours to own, bro.
Yeah,
Right,
bro.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can tell me, bro, you're playing Boss Man wrong. Nick, I wrote that song. How you gonna tell me I played Boss Man wrong, dog?
Yeah.
You know, you didn't write it for me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's mine to own.
Yeah.
I wrote that. Like, I wrote it. I take pride of it. I stand behind it. That's authentically mine.
Right.
Every time.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. And it don't matter how you play it.
Don't
It's
matter.
still yours.
I can play it slow if I wanted to. I wrote it.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
I can play it fast if I wanted to. I wrote it. I can
My
change this
favorite is
word
this.
to that word.
My favorite
I
is this.
wrote it.
We're this is not Chris Boomer. This is Craig Bomber. We're a Chris Boomer cover band, tribute band. We couldn't afford the real Chris
Can't
Boomer.
afford it. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't afford him. Sorry.
You get the alter ego.
Do you see your music evolving in a different way now?
Oh, yeah.
That you're putting yourself into a
Oh, yeah.
different
It's
Uh,
sort of a
He's
kind of
doing the things
American
to allow
music.
it. You know
sort
what I
of
mean?
an awakening.
He's doing the
you know
things to
what I'm
allow
saying?
it.
Like, it's insane, man. Like the evolution is like I always tell people, I was like, man, I know my writings come so far because I know how many times I had to fucking die inside to be this fucking person standing here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, dying hurts, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I mean, not, you know what I mean?
swallowing your pride.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not dying in per se, you know, but I'm talking about like in state of mind. You know,
For
we
sure.
all go through
For
like,
sure.
you know, you go through tough times. I'm saying those, and how we always rise to the occasion after those things. Like, how many
Yeah.
times did we do that over and over and over again? You know what I'm saying? Like, so like,
Your music will always be
Yeah,
there to
man.
turn to, man. Patrick
as long as we
Cuomo
wake
told
up in
me
the
that.
morning, he's trying to fix it, so just run like that, you know.
Don't blame the music or the people you play music with.
Ain't done
Whatever
yet.
you're going through at that moment when you step on that stage, that's not their fault. You know, they don't know. They didn't cause it. You know what I mean? Do the music, do your band, do everything justice, and play your heart out. And that's all you got to do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's start cutting out of here.
Let's do this.
Start promoting your stuff. What do you
Yeah.
got? What do you got?
March
coming out?
6th,
How can
March
people-
9.
March 6th and March 9th. March 6th, the
4
album.
for 4 Acoustic Attack.
Yep. Acoustic Attack. Bank of Guam. Thank you.
Thank you, Bank of Guam, for bringing my party back.
Yeah. Thank you, Puri. Thank you, Puri, for plugging that. Umbi.
Plug the album too. March 6th.
March 6th, Who Truly Cares drops, full length album.
Yeah. and
Sign
then-
up to Acoustic Attack's newsletter and get a
Sign
free
up.
listen. Yep.
Yep.
So-
And just check out the site and everything. There's a whole bunch of merch there.
Merch too, man.
And it's not merch just Chris Boomer. It's Leia. It's John Dank.
John Dank merch on
John Dank,
there.
shout out to them. You know what I mean? John Dank's doing a lot of great things. Johnny, man, dude.
Yeah, man.
Frankie, all you guys.
Jarvis.
Cruz
Shout
Brothers,
out to
you know what I
Jarvis
mean?
Uggan
You know what I
too.
mean? Jarvis,
that's his merch.
I haven't even met him yet, okay? I haven't even met him yet. I'm already commenting to him. Yo, let me hop on this track,
Big
yo.
up to Jed too.
You know what I mean? Jed, I finally met Jed. Leia,
Jed's
Big
gonna kill it
Ben.
in his
Dog.
scene, man. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
He's
He's gonna open so many windows,
Oh, yeah, that guy, dude. That guy Jed is just a good energy.
And he's a
There's a bunch
and
of
he's a
people,
good dude.
there's
You know,
a-
he's a
there's-
really good
yeah.
dude, man.
He's an
Yeah.
amazing person.
Yeah.
Amazing person, bro.
and there's a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of musicians who are gonna make their break this year. This year. Or the
Oh,
next,
we
like,
coming
year or
this
two,
year,
you
dog.
know, it's
Let him sleep on us, dog. Here on Guam.
Yeah.
Let him sleep, dog.
Even if it doesn't, it's just going to inspire
Let
the
him
next
sleep
person
on us, bro.
to just be that. You know? God.
I used
Yeah.
to say, man, these dudes sleeping on us, but I'm laughing like, no, you know what?
Yeah,
Let
and people
them
of Guam,
sleep on
yeah,
us, dog,
no
'cause we're
matter
coming.
where you are, root for our musicians, man.
right.
Just root for them. You know what I
Just
mean?
know we
Like that.
grind
Everyone
hard.
can root for their favorite fighter. Okay.
We
Hey, and it's okay to dance.
yeah.
It's okay to dance.
And one
you
thing
don't have
about
to.
reggae-
You don't have to stand on the side and look cool and be cool. It's okay to dance with your friends.
Something about reggae, you don't need a
Yeah.
partner,
You
bro.
don't need a partner. You don't need a
You
partner.
can skank right there where you're at. Right there, remember you're standing.
Hey, it takes one crazy guy to start a party, right?
Right,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
So
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. It was actually called Milwaukee.
When you're breaking down the whole thing over here, I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Alice Cooper, we're not
So
worthy.
yeah, man. Thanks, Bo, for having us.
of
man.
course.
Thank
How can people follow you guys? You want if you want.
Instagram 671.
you. Facebook. You know, I'm on Facebook. That's about it for now.
Follow me. It's funner.
the cleanse is almost done, so I'm thinking about getting back on the social media train. But just for now, like.
But yeah, Acoustic Attack and all these Guam artists, Big Ben, Imani, Leia, Anton, Jed. I mean, just everyone
Everybody,
involved.
man.
4 for 4, bro.
everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out
I
to
know
my
we're gonna
people in
miss
4 for 4.
I know we're gonna miss some people.
I missed
So
like
shout out-
10,000 people.
Shout out to the movement, man. Shout out to the
Yeah.
music movement.
Shout out to
and
names, everyone.
shout out to the DIY movement.
Oh, before we go, can you tell
Everybody
the
doing it yourself.
the bonus chicken joke?
Oh yeah. Okay, so
One more thing. I promise it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
just cause right.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Bonus
so-
chicken. Remember, not boneless. Bonus.
Bonus chicken.
Yeah. West Virginia. Go.
So back I was in West Virginia.
These people are thinking this guy's from Guam. He's gonna bring like something like, oh my god.
Finish? Jeez. Anyways, I was in West Virginia. They invited me to like a party, and so I said, okay, what am I gonna bring? So I said, oh, I'll bring boneless chicken. So we came to the party and they're like, oh, did you bring boneless chicken? I was like, yeah, but I just brought 2 dozen hard-boiled eggs.
I'm sorry, bro. It's my favorite joke. Just come back. It's my favorite joke. I swear to God. I don't get tired of it. I told it to everyone.
Boneless chicken. I mean, what do you want me to say?
I thought you said bonus.
There's no bone in there. I know I just showed it.
It's funny whether you say bonus or boneless, because if you say bonus, then they don't. You know what I mean? But boneless chicken, like, you know what I mean? It's like they think they know, but they're not ready for that shit. They're not ready for that shit. Yeah.
I wasn't. It's a hashtag unexpected.
Yep. Yes. But yeah, like again, pleasures, man. Pleasure to be here, man.
Boomer, thank
real.
you.
Master
Vince.
man.
We
I
go
know
way
it's-
back.
It's been two
Sinanya
years
rules.
in the making.
Sinanya rules.
Sinanya.
Sinanya.
Yeah. If you look in my heart.
Yeah, if you're not really from Sinanya if you say Sinahanya.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Only people who don't live in
Like
Sinahanya.
Sinanya, is that next to Ghana? That's one next to Ghana, right?
That's one word, eh? Like but light.
All right, let's cut out of here.
Thank you,
Thank you.
gentlemen. The
Yes.
guys behind the scenes here.
Behind the
Thank you.
scenes, Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How many people thank you? Right?
Matt gets
We
pretty
love
good
you
at that.
guys too.
Yeah, Matt
Real,
gets
MV,
pretty good
real
at that.
MVP status.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you everybody for joining us on another
March 9,
episode
March 9, March
of the
6.
podcast.
Yeah, March 9, back to Guam.
March 6 is the album
The
drop.
album release.
Acoustic Attack.
And March 9th
is
is the block party.
The block
Check it out.
party.
Hope to
So
see everybody there. It's for a good cause too. Run for cancer. So let's go.
cool. Yeah. So yeah. Until next time.
Adios.
Maddie loves you. I love you. Hey, Jav, welcome to the party, bro. Ow. And peace out, everybody.
Word.
Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy each other.
Oh God.